here on the campus of Bethel College inside the Y Camp Athletic Center in the Gates Gymnasium. I'm Paul Condry along with the coach. Back as the coach, I might point out. Mark Gardner has now been moved from the broadcast booth. Certainly not necessary for the men's side, but he's going to be the interim women's basketball coach at Bethel College. Congratulations, Coach.
There might be a few times tomorrow night where I'm wishing I was sitting over here, but I'm excited.
Okay, and we'll be with you tomorrow. Charlie Shepard will be filling in for Coach tomorrow for the women's game, as Jody Martinez's team will be back in town to take on the Pilots. But tonight we have Josh Andrews' group at 10-10 taking on Ryan Lightfoot's club 15-5 here today. Both teams coming off disappointing losses in regards to the outcome, but certainly two teams that have been very, very competitive. If the Pilots need any reminder that this game, the first time around, oh my goodness, it wasn't decided in the last 4 minutes. And if the Pilots need any more reminder, Spring Arbor has one loss. Guess who? Taylor University. So this has to get real for Bethel tonight.
Yeah, you can throw that 10-10 record out the window. This is a good Taylor team. Seems like the last few years they've been struggling to get to the very top of the conference, but they certainly have pulled upsets, and they're a tough team since Josh has taken over. His teams play hard. They play well together, and so Pilots are going to have their hands full.
Played 9 ranked teams already, Taylor has, and even though they're 2-7, they're very, very competitive in this very, very competitive league. And once again, the league is not, it's the league this past weekend didn't take any prisoners, as it, once again, you just throw a hat up, and it's going to be very interesting to see, because after Saturday, everybody will have played everybody once. So the second half of the round robin kind of gets underway. And for Bethel, this is really a key stretch. Taylor, Huntington, and Goshen, 3 teams that are below them in the standings in regards to where they're at. They have to win these 3 games if they are going to make any type of postseason push.
Yeah, you've got to beat the teams that are behind you in this conference, and it seems like 18 conference games and 17 out of 18 nights, it seems like we're saying Pilots are going to have their hands full. You know, Goshen, the worst team in the conference yet. Remember, they were beating the Pilots early on in that game, and things changed. So you have to take care of business at home, and you certainly have to beat the teams below you to create that space to give you that home court for this conference tournament, but more importantly, keep you with that possibility for going postseason play.
Taylor had a 36-32 lead at halftime in the first game. It wasn't until the last 4 minutes that the game was decided, and of course this was really kind of coming out party for Travion Cruz. Cruz was spectacular. The numbers will bear itself out on the night for Cruz. 30 points, 14 rebounds, 6 steals, and 6 assists. How about that for your Crossroads leg debut?
Well, we didn't realize he was going to do that on a regular basis. Yeah. We were like, oh, this guy had a great night, and then we realized, no, he's a great player that's going to be putting up, 20, 10, 6, and 6 on a regular basis. But yeah, what a coming out party for him. And I saw a Facebook post today that he's up for one of the top 100. So off to a great start, but yet season's halfway over. They've still got the second half of the conference. They see everybody again, and got to get some wins.
Once again, the Pilots again, it's the Trojans here tonight. The Crossroads League at its finest. And we'll continue on here live from our broadcast location inside the Gates Gymnasium. Mike Fleshman, Tanya Condry upstairs along with Andrew Bowen. Also thanks to Brad. Once again, Mark and Paul will be back with more College Buckets live from Bethel College right after this on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Hey, good. Centier Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centier's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centier.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
College Buckets here today from Mike Lightfoot Court. Josh Andrews hanging out with us here prior to today's matchup against the Pilots. I'm glad that you can join us here. Josh, first of all, we're 20 games into this. this crazy Crossroads League and regular season stuff. So 20 games in, as an educator, what kind of grade are you going to give your group right now? A, B, C, D, F, or are you just going to go pass and fail?
Yeah, no, great question. Maybe B to B plus on where we'd like to be. We think we've got another level to go for this group. We've played a tremendous schedule. When you play in the Crossroads League, you're certainly going to play a tremendous schedule, and it's as resilient a group as I've coached. We've been down and found wins. No one's been able to knock us out, and blow us out. It's not been like that. So we're feisty and competitive, and we're a fun group to coach. Love to play our best basketball here in the last 10.
Think about it. You've played 9 ranked teams.
Yeah, and it's a real challenge. I joke with people when they ask about the league. I mean, that's kind of my MO as a former competitor or as a coach. I just love being in the fight. That's what's great about it. It's just competing and finding out where you are and getting better. But we're going to play a lot more ranked teams in the next 10 games. So we've got to continue to get better. We can play a really good team tonight, and we'll see where we're at.
Give us an idea on this great 1-2 punch in Robinson, Degenkolb. 2 is the best. I mean, you got to keep an eye on those guys. And the last thing in the world you ever want to do is put them at the charity stripe, because those guys are killing people at 89 and 85%. So let's start with that great 1-2 punch. Yeah,
you know what? They've been in a lot of big games. Those guys were an important part of our national tournament run 2 years ago, and they know what it takes. And for the most part, we go as they go. When they're really good, we're hard to beat. They've got to make the right decisions. We keep the ball in their hands a whole lot. So their decision-making certainly affects how we play.
I was talking with Ryan earlier today, and he says he's got a great 1-2 punch and Cruz and Foreman, and the next 3 guys, you just never know what's going to happen. So let's say situation with you guys. You got Hubbard, Hegelin, and McLeod. Those 3 guys have had good nights, not always great nights. So it really comes down to, let's give the 2 here, the 2 there. It's got to come down to those other 3 guys for both teams. What do you think?
No, and it may be that way. And I think, guys, you got to adapt. And I think it's this league. It's certainly our team this year. We've got to find the hot hand. We've got to adapt to how the game's being called, where we're finding good looks, where we can get stops with a group, those kind of things. So very much a feel-in game and knowing your team, and it's a good assessment. We need certain guys to step up. We'll need a couple guys to do it tonight if we're going to get a win.
What concerns you the most about Ryan's kids?
Those 2 guys you mentioned are just dynamite. As simple as they can play at times speaks to how good they are. Because when we've seen Bethel be at their best, they can run an empty ball screen and be almost unguardable. So that ability, the maturity of the group, we said that the first time we played Bethel, is that they truly have an identity. They've got guys that have been in a lot of fights, and they know how to play together. So that maturity, they're not going to beat themselves tonight. We're going to have to make enough plays to come out of here with a win.
When you look at the X's and O aspect of games, all the coaches know what everybody's doing, so really it gets almost past the X's and O's for you guys who are getting paid to blow that whistle. And it comes down to those 20-year-olds and those 22-year-olds stepping up and making a play here and making a play there. From the X factor aspect, I mean, you live and die with these guys. Sure. How difficult is that emotionally for you? Ryan and I were talking about it earlier. Sometimes it's just absolutely gut-wrenching.
Yeah, no, it's really hard. I don't know how guys do it at a much higher level when 25,000 people or whatever it is are watching and tuned in. And you control what you can control. So we try to prepare really well as a staff, try to stay connected and influential with our guys to give them the very best preparation we can. Ask them to have their best attitude, best effort at all times, and then you got to go compete. And I really think if you can get to a place where the outside things don't distract you as both coach and players, and you compete at a really high level, you got to be okay with that. And you're just, especially in this league, you're going to play well, prepare well, and play well, and get beat at times. And you got to be resilient, and you got to come back for more.
Great to visit with you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
During Gates Automotive Name It and Claim It sale, there are $50,000 worth of cars wrapped up for you. Guess what the vehicle is, and you could win it. No purchase is necessary, so stop by Gates Chevy World, Gates Toyota, Gates of Granger, Gates Downtown South Bend, or the new Gates of Elkhart. Once again, for more information, www.gatesautomotive.com/cheats. College Buckets today from Bethel College. Ryan Lightfoot joining us here. Ryan, first of all, let's kind of reflect back on the game against Spring Arbor up on Saturday. Coach Cottingham does an amazing job with his student athletes. Let's just start right there and give him some props for his kids coming to play. They played hard from the opening tip right to the end. he has maximized his talent level for sure.
Yeah, you know, Coach does an unbelievable job getting the most out of his guys. You know, look at who they are and their lineup, and it's probably not the most appealing lineup. And they don't have a whole lot of size. They don't have a whole lot of skill sets. But I tell you what they do is they just try to get you on the floor and they try to outwork you. And they did an excellent job of doing that. Guys like Beckman go get 18 rebounds against us, do a great job defensively. They team guard like crazy, and then they knock in key shots. But they're a tough group. You know, we had them down 6 with 5 minutes to go and kind of had them backs against the ropes, and they weren't even rattled. They just bounced right back, got right back into the game, made some key plays. Just a testament to him and what that team's all about. They're a young group, but they play with great maturity, and they do an excellent job of just running their offense, earning extra possessions on the offensive boards, and then just making you work for every bucket that you get. So he definitely maximizes his talent. He's done a great job getting the most out of every single player. A guy like Brandon Darnell, who is under-recruited, a kid from Indiana, from Fort Wayne, that probably passes every school on the Crossroads League on his way home for Christmas and thinking, man, why didn't they recruit me? Why didn't they recruit me? Why didn't they recruit me? And the same thing with Marindet, and thinking about where they're at location-wise, they should probably be in an Indiana Crossroads League school. But he went out and found some talent, developed them, and they're doing an excellent job for that group.
You know, your group, you're not going to win a lot of games if it's just Paul Foreman and Travion Cruz scoring in the 20s. You need a little bit more balance. I'm not telling you something that you don't know, but let's just speak to the importance of getting balance across the board.
Yeah, you know, I kind of joked with those guys in film the other day. I said, we need more than Batman and Robin. And they said, we're Shaq and Kobe. And I said, okay, that's fine if that makes me Phil Jackson. But we got to have more producers for our group. You know, we look at across the board, and we kind of went back and watched some old game film of what we did when we were really good. And I think for us, we just did not screen for guys. We are not getting guys open right now. We're relying on guys to go out and make plays. And we got Ryan Lutz, who averaged 18 points at Holy Cross, coming in here, and he's getting 7 shots in the last 3 games combined. That's just not enough. He's not playing aggressive enough. A lot of that's on him as a senior. I look at a play against Spring Arbor that we had, drive and kick to the left wing, and he one-morse it to the corner for Jared DeHart in the corner, which is a great basketball play. And it's hard to get mad at a kid making a great play. But his mindset is, that's my shot. I've got to earn that one for us, and that's something that he's done a great job of in the past, and we just got him to have a little bit more of a scoring mindset. He's the most unselfish player that's come through here that I've known about because of the way he comes through, coming from Holy Cross and saying, I want to come to Bethel, sacrifice points, sacrifice accolades for an opportunity to win a national championship. And so we've got to get him back to having a more aggressive mindset, along with Trayvon Covington and Luke Fisher. You know, we just have to have more guys step up. When we do, I think we're going to be a dangerous team. You look at what Spring Arbor did to us, 5 guys in double figures. They only had 4 bench points, but they had 5 guys between 11 and 20. So it just shows the versatility of their group, but also something that we can learn for us.
All right, let's turn our attention to this Taylor team that you beat earlier in the season. I went back and kind of followed my line score as they went through this game, and I looked at it. You trailed by 4 at the intermission, but you were in a situation where you really took control of the game down the stretch when as we call it in the prime time aspect of the game. Give us an idea. Let's start from the get-go, so you don't find yourself in that situation, and take it to them right from the get-go. Can you do that?
Well, we hope so. That's the game plan. You look at that game, and I think it was the first conference game of the year. It feels like we haven't played Taylor in a long time, and you know they're playing differently. Their freshmen are playing a little bit more aggressive than what they have in the past. But we look at that game, we were all just kind of feeling each other out. Both clubs. Taylor didn't play their best game. We didn't play our best game. We really played well the last 4 minutes of the game. And I thought the last 4 minutes we did a really good job of closing out the game. Travion Cruz is special that night. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 steals, really starting our transition for us. But, like we said earlier, we have to have more and more guys step up. We did not have that in that game either. So this isn't something that's new for us. It's been reoccurring more and more. Right now we're just a little bit too easy to guard. And so going back to that game, it's just finding little keys, whether it's our ball screen defense or different defensive packages that we are over break to add into what we were doing, allows us to be a little bit more versatile on the defensive side of the floor. We had 1 ball screen coverage. We had 1 base defense. Now we have a little bit more to play with on the defensive side of the floor.
Obviously concerns you starting backcourt with 13 and 15, Robinson and Degenkolb. Those kids can shoot. Certainly you don't want to put them at the charity stripe. that's going to make a long night for you. But you find yourself in a situation similar to where you guys are at. You have two prominent scorers in Cruz and Foreman, and then you got three guys on their grouping that really need to step up. You need three guys in your lineup that really need to step up. So it's going to kind of be a mindset of we're going to try to force our will onto them, and conversely the same situation. How can you force your will and get your three guys compared to their three guys?
Well, I think it's just first, like you said, is creating a mindset that we need to impose our will and what we're trying to do. And you do that with the defensive side of the basketball. And I think for us is, are we going to earn extra possessions? Are we going to take possessions away from them by blocking them out, now allowing their guys to get to the boards that are extremely talented at doing that? They work hard. They have great spacing, which allows great offensive rebounding opportunities for them. This is a team that we play that say, yeah, we beat them, but that was a couple months ago. This team that we're playing tonight is also a team that's done something that no one else in our league has done, and that's beat Spring Arbor. And so for us, it's saying, what did they do in order to beat Spring Arbor? They're so similar in the way they play, long possessions, extremely good in transition threes. They've done an excellent job of playing through the posts, but they have some guys that can go out there and beat you, very similar to what Spring Arbor does, whether it's Marinette and Hamilton. They've got those guys in the backcourt that can go out there and win a basketball game for it. The first night, we made it pretty difficult for some guys. Their guards, going 8 of 18 from the floor and going 5 of 13 from the floor. You look at those guys, we made them work for baskets, and I think that was a huge part of what we did initially, and now we've got to get back to doing that same thing again. But it's imposing our will. Hopefully we can create some turnovers, create some mismatches in transition, and allow our guys to get easy buckets, to see the basketball go through the hole, and then allow them to play some confidence after that.
That's our keys to the game right there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Paul.
We'll be back with more right after this. Once again, thanks to Ryan Lightfoot for joining us here on the pregame show. Trojans 10-10, 4-4 in the Crossroads League. They are 2-6 on the road, 8-4 at home. Pilots 15-5 overall, 4-4 in the league, 6-1 at home, 9-4 away from the friendly confines. Running the ship down there tonight is going to be the legendary Kurt Rollo. Great to have Kurt Rollo in the house here tonight, and we're going to turn things over to him right about now.
Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to tonight's contest. As a member of the NAIA, we are proud to be participants in the Champions of Character initiative. We ask each of you to help create a positive, fun, and competitive environment by showing respect for one another. Fans, on behalf of the Crossroads League and Bethel College, please enjoy tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please stand and kindly remove your caps as Bethel Athletic Director Dr. Tom Visker leads us in tonight's opening prayer.
Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for this day. We want to give you thanks for the teams, the athletes, and the way they prepared. We ask that the way we play, the way that we cheer, the way that we coach, may all be done to your name's honor and glory. And we thank you most of all for the gift of eternal life through your Son, Jesus Christ, in whose name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. And now, let's stand as one nation and one people as we honor America and those who serve and protect our great country with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by Bethel Senior and Associate Band Director at New Prairie High School, Trayvon James.
Outstanding.
Bethel College President Greg Chenoweth and Athletic Director Tom Visker welcome you to Mike Lightfoot Court inside the Gates Gymnasium here on the campus of Bethel College. This is the Y Camp Center. Thank you for attending tonight's men's basketball Crossroads League matchup between the Trojans of Taylor and the Bethel College Pilots. And now the starting lineups. First, for the visitors from Taylor, number 13, Ryan Robinson. Number 15, Mason Degenkolb. Number 24, Jason Hubbard. Number 25, Jake Hegland. Number 31, James McLeod. The coaching staff, Kyle Stidham, Quinn McDowell, the head coach of the Trojans, Josh Andrews. And now the starting lineup for the blue and white, the Pilots of Bethel College. At guard from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 1, 6'1", senior leader, Trayvon Covington. At guard from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 3, 6-foot sophomore, Travion Cruz. Also at guard from Granger, Indiana, number 4, 6'3", senior leader, Ryan Lutz. At forward from Archbold, Ohio, number 31, 6'8", senior leader, Luke Fisher. At forward from Churubusco, Indiana, number 43, 6'8", senior leader, Paul Foreman. The Bethel coaches, Alex Daniel, Drew Schaus, Ryan M., the head coach of the Pilots in his second season, 2010 Bethel graduate, Ryan Lightfoot. The officials for tonight's game, Chris Fuller, Jason Enrique, Jacob Linder.
All right, there's all the details. Now the proof is in the pudding, folks. The Pilots, white jerseys, white shorts, blue trim. Numbers are blue, trimmed in gray. Bethel written in block letters on the front, moving from left to right on your screen. Trojans, purple shorts, purple jerseys, white number with a light trim of gold. Gold and white along the shorts. Taylor written in white on the front. Trojans from right to left, 10 and 10. Pilots left to right, 15 and 5. Crossroads League matchup. Both teams at 4 and 4. We are underway. Trojans win the opening tip. With the basketball, Mason Degenkolb. Coming up high now here to Jake Hegland. Looking to the left, goes left now to Degenkolb. Degenkolb prepped at Tipton High School, goes to Robinson, out to the right side to Hubbard. Hubbard into the low post, squared up against Foreman is the big fellow, Hegland. Hegland spins, lanes, traveled, ball deflected around and on the floor, coming away with the loose pumpkin is Paul Foreman.
Pilots got the turnover eventually, but you're right. Degenkolb got a couple steps trying to split that double team. Good post defense by Paul and Luke.
Here's Lutz with the basketball on the far side, asking for some help. As popping up high now is Paul Foreman. Foreman gives way now to Cruz. Cruz crossed up, comes now baseline, shovels it to Foreman. 14-footer way off the rim. A rebound into the hands of former Hamilton High School product Ryan Robinson.
One of my favorite players to watch play in this league. Undersized, but he'll shoot the lights out.
There's a ball here on the left side. Traveling call on James McLeod, the 6'4 sophomore from Mount Vernon of Fortville High School. Sluggish start for both ball clubs here in their first offensive sets.
Yeah, 2 quick turnovers, and the Pilots had a good look, and Paul was just way off. And you know, Ryan hit it in the pregame show. We need somebody besides Shaq and Kobe to show up tonight and help these two out.
With the basketball, Covington. Pull up 19-footer off the rim, no good. A rebound ripped out of there by James Hubbard, the Miamisburg High School, Ohio native. Gives way now here to Robinson. Robinson at the top. Flares the pass over to the far wing to Degenkolb. Degenkolb on the drive. Nice job by Lutz. They're going to call a foul on Lutz, evidently, as he bodied him up. And that'll be the first foul on either club here. And that comes here at the 18:41 mark.
And we know the Pilots struggle with bench depth, Paul, so you got to move their feet, stay out of foul trouble, especially Ryan. It's been something throughout his career.
Robinson inbounding the ball, comes out here on the perimeter near side to Degenkolb. And Degenkolb engages, drives, stops, free throw. Nice cut up by the Pilots. Looking for help now to the right side wing, now to McLeod. McLeod Still on the look, comes back out here on the perimeter, now to Degenkolb. 8 on the shot clock. Degenkolb off balance triple in and out, and here's Hubbard coming away with the loose ball. Over here on the near side now, Robinson hedges off a screen, comes near side wing, now to Hubbard, and he traveled with the basketball. Trojans 3 offensive sets, 3 miscues. They come into the ballgame with only 11 turnovers per contest.
3 turnovers, only 1 shot attempt. But again, this is a Bethel team that had 3 turnovers on Saturday, I think, and came home with a loss. So you'll take what happens on the score. There's a good
wide
look for
open
Luke.
triple from Lutz, missed the shot, rebound, and that should have been a travel right there, and a little tippy-toe move by James McLeod.
I thought Luke got away with a moving screen there to get Lutz open for that 3 ball.
Degenkolb here at the top now, goes to the left side now to Hegelin. Hegelin one-on-one against Foreman, drives across the lane, spins back, goes deep right corner. On the look out there is Hubbard. Back now here to the right elbow, now to Hegelin. Back out to the top to Degenkolb. Degenkolb with a jab stake, drives down the right side of the lane, stops, throws up an off-balance shot, no good. Fisher with a rebound. 2 minutes in, nobody
this is
going
sloppy.
anywhere. Here's Cruz with a pull-up triple way off the rim, no good. Rebound, ricochets into the hands of who? And then we have a jump ball. Luke Fisher and James McLeod get to know each other up close and personal. Jump ball, alternating possession favors the home team.
Both teams shooting 0% from the floor.
Off to a rip-roaring start here.
First team to 10 scores.
Pilots come in averaging 46% from the field, 35% from beyond the arc. Taylor comes in at 45% from the field and 35% from the arc. The one thing that Taylor is proficient as anybody in the country, and that's the free throw shooting. They're 16th best in the country at 76. Elbow left side, Foreman. Jab steps back and in.
Spin move.
Foreman
he got hammered.
No question. Here's Fisher picking up the loose change. Shot no good. Rebound. Here come the Trojans from right to left now.
Just ripped Paul's right arm on that one.
Back out here to the top, Robinson spins inside the lane. Back out here to the left side now to McLeod. McLeod on Fisher. Leans, shoots, off balance shot on the hook is no good. And here we go again.
In defense of the officials, Luke just hammered him on that possession as well. So apparently they're just going to let him play tonight.
I like it. Cruz.
It's okay.
Over to Covington for 3. No good. Rebound ripped out of there by Hegelin.
Mike, you doing okay with the scorebook over there? got all these points recorded.
It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah, back out to the top now, Degenkolb. Wrap around to Hegelin into the corner. Now he'll back it in on the near block. And he just knocked over Paul Foreman. And that'll be another turnover on Taylor University. That's 4 turnovers. 16:22 to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not lying to you. There is no score. Foreman checks out of the ballgame, and Juwan Carpenter, who's been playing at a whole nother level. What a great way to close out your career here.
4 turnovers. 4 turnovers on Taylor. None for the Pilots. Taylor has 6 rebounds, 1 on the offensive end. The Pilots have 3, 1 on the offensive end. There's been 2 fouls called, 1 on Lutz and 1 on Hegelin. Pilots are 0 of 6. Taylor's 0 of 3.
Here is our Cruz coming to the right side. Cruz will join us at halftime. I spent some time with him before the ballgame. Back out here to Carpenter. Carpenter hands it off now to Cruz. Top of the circle to Lutz. Comes around the screen. Misses the 3-point shot. Ball now into the hands. Vincent Miranda, former Northwood Panther. He prepped at the same high school that the Bethel head coach did, Ryan Lightfoot. And there he is with the ball. Shooting for 3. Off the rim. No good. Rebound. Comes long to Fisher. Here's Covington on the dribble drive. Cut up right wing. Comes back out high now to Cruz.
So the Pilots have gotten the looks they've wanted. They just haven't been able to knock them down. Taylor's struggling to get shots off, but Bethel's gotten good looks.
Cruz comes now to Carpenter. Carpenter thinks about it. Goes now to Lutz. Slobs it inside to Fisher. He fakes, shoots, and scores. And at the 15:34 mark, we put the ball in the hole.
This is like the Taylor Silent Night game. 10 minutes in, everybody cheers, right?
There's Robinson handing up high now here to C.J. Pena. Pena back over here to the right side, now to Miranda. Miranda back out to Robinson at the top. Robinson hedges off a high side screen, loads the 18-footer, and knocks it down, and we're tied 2-2.
Yeah, if you're struggling to score in your Taylor, you want to get the ball number 13's hand because it goes in a lot easier.
And here's Cruz. The ball's deflected around. Cruz was throwing it to Carpenter, and for the first time I can tell you this in my entire career, the score at the first media timeout at the 15:01 mark, I'm not lying, It's 2-2. Our coverage today being presented in part by the Gates Automotive Group. There are $50,000 worth of cars wrapped up for you at all 5 Gates Automotive locations in Michiana during their Name It and Claim It sale. Guess what the vehicle is, and you can win it, no purchase necessary. So you can enter as often as you like. Check with any Gates staff member or go to www.gatesautomotive.com/cheat for more information.
For all of your leather and vinyl restoration and repair needs, contact Creative Colors International at 574-319-0553 for affordable pricing. Creative Colors International is a proud sponsor of Bethel College men's basketball.
Tell you what, the weather's cold outside and the shooting inside is just as frigid.
Got to see if Mrs. Condrey can get the camera over there in the far to our right, the baseline. There's a gentleman that's down there during the home games. Old-fashioned yo-yo. It's pretty entertaining over there during timeouts. All I can do with the yo-yo is drop it down and hope it comes back up and then wind it up and do it all over again. He's got me beat with some of his tricks over there.
Covington, Cruz, Fisher, Carpenter, and Lutz on the floor for the home team. Now for Taylor, it's going to be Hubbard. He'll be joined out there also by Evan Crow, 6'4 senior. Robinson also joins him. Here's a pass inside to the low post out of Fisher. Fisher's going to back in, shoots the fadeaway 8-footer and knocks it down. 4-2 Pilots.
That's good. We said we had to get somebody to step up besides Foreman and Cruz, and right now Luke's got all 4 Pilot points.
There is Robinson now in between the rings. Hands it back off now here to Pena. Pena back over here on the near side wing now to Hubbard. Hubbard dribbles to the top, gives it, reverses it back to the left side now to Robinson. Now to the left elbow, popping up high now. Here's a nice little give and go and a drive and a shot and a score and a foul call. Carpenter, bad decision. Pena scores his first 2 points of the ballgame. We're tied 4-4. And going to the line will be Pena, a 48% free throw shooter. A line change for Ryan Lightfoot. Carpenter, Covington, and Fisher to the bench. D. Hart along with Foreman and Hartman on the floor.
So Taylor's struggling to score, Paul, and they just go with the basic screen roll. You get the screen from the big fella. He goes baseline. Nice pass, attack the basket, finish with the and one opportunity.
Last time these two clubs played, Mike Fleshman was with me, and all we saw was 7 ties, 9 lead changes.
Pena, 48% foul shooter, missed that one, so you keep that in the back of your mind if the game's close down the stretch.
D. Hart goes right side, now to Harper, wrap around to the low post to Foreman. Foreman, double team there. Shovels it to D. Hart, comes down the lane, and he's fouled. And that'll send Jared D. Hart to the line. Let's take a look at the Indian Creek product. The 6'3", 165-pound freshman. Averages 5.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal per ball game, and he is a 70% free throw shooter. And he's going to the line here at the 14:07 mark.
He did exactly what you need to do. If your teammate's getting doubled, you have to do a cut down the lane to the basket, and Jared filled that lane. Paul found him. Rewards him with some free throws.
Pilots lead 5-4. Coming out of the game for TU will be Hubbard. And back into the game for Taylor will be Miranda. Second free throw, no good. So Jared was one of the 2. Pilots shooting 71% as a team on the year, including a terrible performance against Spring Arbor. Degenkolb right side, dribbles to the top, swings it to Robinson, coming around the screen, loads up the triple, no good. D. Hart the rebound. D. Hart pushes it up now to Cruz. Cruz skips it over here to Hartman. Hartman to the goal, missed the shot. Rebound tipped up by Foreman, and it finally is deflected off of a Trojan underneath. I believe the last one to touch it was Pena. And it'll be BC ball to inbound to the right of the lane. It looks like it's going to be Hartman to run the show. No, it'll be Lutz to run the show.
It's a good break there by the Pilots. Hartman had a good shot.
There's a pass inside to Cruz, and he missed the layup.
Great read there as the defense is overplaying a strong side, so he went weak side.
Miranda on the drive, kicking onto the corner to Degenkolb, and he locks in the three-point bomb. 7-5. Trojans their first lead of the night at the 13:27 mark.
Yeah, that's his 30th three-pointer of the season. He's a 39% shooter.
Cruz on the drive, kick back out to Lutz, now to the elbow to Hartman. Hartman stops on the jab stick, goes now to Lutz on the far wing. Now backing into Cruz. Cruz looking, fadeaway 12-footer. Cruz scores. We're tied 7-up.
Tough matchup there as Travion can beat you off the dribble. He can drop the 3 ball, or he can post you up and hit you fadeaway.
Here's Miranda coming over here to the near side. Ball deflected by Hartman, but tracking down the loose pumpkin is Vincent Miranda. Goes up high to the left elbow, not a Pena. Pena swings it over here on the near side. On the hard dribble is Miranda. Back over here to Pena. Pena for three. Good. Only his 22nd of the year, but it's good enough to give his club a 3-point lead at 10-7.
Yeah, 30% three-point shooter on the season, but he's 100% tonight. He'll take that.
Lutz lobs it inside to the low post to Foreman, who's still scoreless. Here's Paul Foreman backing in. Double team. Bounce pass inside. Here's Hartman to the goal, and he's going to earn 2 free shots.
Looked like Miranda on the help side there picked up that foul. Oh, no, they call that on 31. They're going to get McLeod for that one.
And that will send Hartman to the line. This has been his Achilles heel. Only a 38% free throw shooter on the campaign. And he'll go to the line here. Kyle on the year. 10 of 26 until now. And he knocks that one down, makes it 8-10. Mark, if I told you that at the 12:28 mark, Foreman has not scored, Lutz has not scored, and the Pilots are a 1-point trailer, you say you're probably crazy. 10-9.
Yeah. How
and
about
Cruz only has 2.
Hartman, there's Cruz. Oh, I saw. Oh. Travion wanted that call there. Hartman just added 5 percentage points to his free throw percentage there.
Yeah.
From 38 to 43 in one visit to the foul line. Keep knocking.
Lutz came out of the ball game at that last dead ball now.
It's a good trap there by the Pilots. We've seen them doing a little bit more full court pressure, trying to pick up the tempo this year.
A big lineup on the floor now with Fisher and Foreman back together. Back out to the top now, Evan Crow. Goes left side now to Degenkolb. Degenkolb on the drive. Jump pass in the corner to Miranda. Miranda triple bucket. 13-9 Trojans. Their biggest lead is on the score sheet at the 12:02 mark.
Miranda now has 27 triples, but he's 44% from downtown this year, so you've got to know where he's at.
Hartman on the drive, up, under, back out to Foreman at the point. Foreman looking, gives back to Kyle Hartman at the top of the ring now. Back to the left side to Foreman. Foreman looking for some help. Now goes to Cruz. Cruz waits for a cutter. He's going to drive inside, shoots the off-balance jump shot, and scores again. Cruz with 4, and it's now a 13-11 Taylor lead.
Post seems to be the way Travion's going to go tonight. Taylor has to make an adjustment. There's a turnover if Hartman gets on that. Oh.
Ball deflected around, and jump ball, Taylor ball. Good hustle by Kyle Hartman. And conversely, Evan Crow with a nice job, the former Franklin High School, Ohio product. And now checking in will be Ryan Robinson at the next horn. Comes into the ball game for Miranda, who is solid off the bench. And now to trigger the inbound here along the near sideline, James McLeod.
So as a coach, what I didn't like there is you had Miranda and McLeod both kind of pointing at each other saying, you passed it there, or you should have been there. Somebody's got to take leadership and just say, my bad, even if it's not their bad, just so you can get focused on your next possession.
Here's Degenkolb coming up to the right elbow. Now here to Pena, back here to the near side to Crow. Crow on the dribble drive, leans in, and it's knocked away, and it last went off the hands of Crow. Turnover, and it will be BC Hoops. 5 miscues on the team from Upland.
And Travion was fortunate there as he was beat on the little jump to the right side there, but lost the ball.
Dehart lobs it inside to the low post to Cruz. Cruz is going to back it in. Fade away 14-footer, bucket. 13-13 ball game. Cruz with 6.
That's tough right there as they put the bigger 6'4" Evan Crow on him, and he still went up and over and hit the tough shot. So Taylor's trying to take that away.
Cruz, the last time he played against this team, is the shot from the perimeter is no good. Only had 30. Cruz with a bounce pass here to Hartman. Hartman drives across the lane. Shot rejected inside by C.J. Pena. Up court quickly, streaks Degenkolb on the near side. Finds Crow in the corner, no good, and Robinson comes out of nowhere. Shot, the Hail Mary is no good, and here come the Pilots.
That's a good no calls. Robinson created all that contact. Luke wants the ball down low.
Fisher with a spinner inside, had it stripped away, and here come the Trojans back from right to left here. We're 10 minutes into the ballgame, and we're tied at 13-all.
Turnover number 1 for the Pilots.
Ball deep right corner on the dribble drive. An easy layup for C.J. Pena. And it's now a 15-13 ball game. Timeout.
Ryan's not happy with that defense possession. Call the timeout right away, and they're getting an earful from him down there. You've got to get back on defense. You have to match up.
Taking a look at C.J. Pena, he's giving you 7 points a game. As a freshman, he has already hit that.
Lake City Bank is proud to sponsor Bethel College men's basketball. Lake City Bank offers business loans and deposits, treasury management, and merchant services solutions for businesses large and small. All delivered by local bankers. Go to lakecitybank.com/business for details. Member FDIC.
Derry Gates Automotive Name It and Claim It sale. There are $50,000 worth of cars wrapped up for you. Guess what vehicle it is, and you could win it. No purchases necessary, so stop by Gates Chevy World, Gates Toyota, Gates of Granger, Gates downtown South Bend, or new Gates of Elkhart today. Enter often as you like. For information, go to www.gatesautomotive.com. And a special moment, it just dawned on me, literally. Tomorrow will mark the first time. Here's Cruz with a drive and a score. We're tied 15-15. Tomorrow will mark the first time in Paul Condry's 30-plus years of sportscasting that he will broadcast a game where two of the head coaches are former sportscasters with me side by side. How about that? Jody Martinez did a bunch of football games with me when he was here at Bethel and when he was a high school coach. And now tomorrow you guys are going to be matched up coaching against each other.
It's going to be a fun. I'm looking forward to seeing Jody, and wouldn't want to start my coaching career against anybody else.
All right, great to see the former Hall of Famer. Here's Robinson on the drive around a screen. Throws up and off balance 18-footer and knocks it down. What a shot by Robinson.
You remember a couple years ago, him and Kindig, it was like they were playing horse out there, just shooting from everywhere. And that's looked like a sloppy, lucky shot, but that's a shot Robinson takes.
Here's Covington going to the left side, now to Foreman. Foreman is still not scored 11 minutes into the ballgame. So here's Lutz coming around the screen. Lutz to the goal. He earns 2 free shots. And for Ryan Lutz, he likes the free spot. He's 15 for 15 at the line coming into the ballgame.
Yeah, it's a good place for him to be. And now you look at Taylor's matchup. They've got 6'5" Jason Hubbard guarding Travion, trying to take away that low post that Travion's been working on tonight.
Lutz at the line. 9.6 points a game. He's now 16 for 16 at the line. It's now a 17-16 ball game. Also, I might point out that Natalie Young will be back here in the gym that she helped create an aura that was as special as it ever has been in women's basketball.
And let's add to it that Chris Hess
will
be returning to the sidelines and hanging out with me over on the other end. So
yeah, well, that's good stuff. Looking forward to tomorrow. With the basketball here at the top now. Hagelin goes left side now to Robinson. Back out here to the right side wing, now to Hubbard. Hubbard launches the triple and off the rim. Tipped up by Evan Crow, and the Pilots missed the box out.
Yeah, Pilots are fortunate there.
Cruz on the drive, and he is fouled. And whistle that foul against Jason Hubbard.
And you may have heard some fans behind us yelling, that's a push-off. If Hubbard's squared up and he takes that elbow in the chest, he'll get the push-off. But what happened was he just cut Travion off and was sideways, and so they're not going to call an offensive foul against the defender at sideways.
Once again, stay tuned. At halftime, we'll have our Bethel birthdays and Pilots history. We'll also have our how the Pilot recruits are doing, which is our Tuesday night feature. We'll also hear from Travion Cruz. Here is Paul Foreman driving to the goal. Missed the shot. Paul got it back. Powers it up, and then he's fouled.
It's going to be an offensive foul on Paul, I think. Yeah, he jumped right into. He caught Crow right in the chin on that one. If we had video review, they might look at that and call that flagrant. We'll see what they say here. But Paul's frustrated. He just lowered his shoulder. He wasn't looking to score. He just dove right into Crow on that one. We'll see how Jason Enrique calls this. Yeah, saying he led with the elbow, and I think that's a good call.
That's a great call.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, if they had video review, they would be looking at that. Paul jumped basically underneath the rim there. He took himself out of position to score just to draw some contact.
And now here's Robinson on the walk over the timeline now into the forecourt. Hawked out there by Cruz. Cruz, who came into the ball game with 412 points in this historic sophomore season. Over here on the near side now to Hubbard. Over here to Robinson. The triple is no good. Lutz the rebound. The former Penn standout. Gives it over here to Cruz. Back to Lutz for three. Bucket. Ryan Lutz, welcome home. His 45th bomb of the year. Pilots lead 20-17.
And I love that because he didn't care that he was 5 feet behind the line. He didn't think about it. Just catch and shoot, which is what he does well. There's an offensive foul going the other way, but technical, not called.
Back out here to the top now. Hubbard drives down the lane. Shot no good. Here comes Cruz on the push-up.
There's a foul.
Cruz hit from behind by Hubbard. And from here on in, it will be one in bonus for the Pilots. Media timeout. 7:30 to go. First half. We're going to take a timeout. Come back and talk about what's happening in the Crossroads League tonight. All this live from Bethel College. We're on Mike Lightfoot Court. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back with more right after this.
Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union, financial solutions. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
All right, our look around the Crossroads League presented by Teachers Credit Union. Huntington is at 13th ranked Marion tonight. 3rd ranked Indiana Wesleyan is at Grace. Goshen is at 5th ranked Mount Vernon and Nazarene. And 8th ranked Spring Arbor is at St. Francis. If you look at the league standings right now, Spring Arbor sitting atop the leaderboard at 7-1. Indiana Wesleyan at 6-2. 3 teams in the 5-3 area. Mount Vernon, Marion, and St. Francis. A pair of 4-4 clubs meeting here tonight in Bethel and Taylor. Huntington at 3-5. Grace at 1-7. And Goshen is still looking for that first win of the year. They are 0-8 in league play. That's your quick look around the Crossroads League presented by Teachers Credit Union. So our media timeout here at the 7:30 mark sees Cruz inbounding the ball here. Now here to Hartman and then back to Cruz. Travion Cruz launches the three-point bomb high off the iron, no good. And a rebound, that ball hit the wire. It should be Taylor ball.
Paul, you said it as we went to break. Hubbard picked up his 2nd foul, and the Pilots are shooting the rest of the half, so you'd like to see him attack the basket. See if we can get something inside and get themselves to the foul line.
Hubbard, one of 2 players for the Trojans that have 2 fouls right now. McLeod also with 2.
Here's Ryan Robinson, 1-on-1 against Cruz. And Robinson finally over the timeline now. Comes up high now. Here to the elbow to Pena. Back to Robinson, back to Pena. Quickly over to the Crow on the right side. Now to Degenkolb. Degenkolb comes to the left elbow, now to Pena. Hands it off. Degenkolb with a jump shot from 14. Off the iron, a good ball. Ricochets into the hands of Miranda. He's there with the loose change, and he scores, making it a 1-point ball game. 20-19 Pilots.
The Westlake special there by Evan Crow. He couldn't get a hand on it, so he tipped it to a teammate.
Here is Hartman on the drive. Shot blocked by Robinson. Hartman's asking for a foul, nothing called. Here's Robinson now over the timeline. Shake and bake against Hartman. Kick off to Degenkolb in the corner. Now to the near elbow to Pena. Pena back to Degenkolb. Degenkolb thinking about the triple. Degenkolb finally swings it out here to the top to Miranda. His triple way off the iron. And Covington did a nice box out. And allowed, here's a wraparound to the low post. Fisher shoots, missed it. Tipped around, and finally, who's got it?
They're going to call Luke for the hold as he pulled Pena to the ground. Frustration foul.
Another Bethel miss of a bunny inside.
Yeah, Luke was posting up. He had the shorter Robinson on him.
And that'll give Taylor the opportunity to take the lead back here at 20-19. Biggest lead for Taylor on the night was 4 at 13-9. The Pilots' biggest lead was what we just had here at 20-17. And now Robinson and Cruz will match it up again. Let's see if we'll see a little trap here. Over the timeline now. Here's Miranda on the near wing. Drives cut off nicely by Hartman. Gives it back to Crow. Crow had it stripped away and nicely tracked down. Good hustle by the Pilots. Here's Robinson in traffic. Just ran over Paul Foreman. No call. In the corner, Crow, no good. Covington skies for the board. Comes away with the pumpkin. Up court quickly on a breakout is Cruz. Back out here to Lutz. Hits the trailer, Covington. Covington looking. Now into the low post to Foreman. Foreman on the double down, leans, and he is going to earn 2 free shots.
Pena's going to pick up his first foul. Good patience there by Paul. Could have been a charge if Pena stayed up straight, but he went for the ball fake to the middle and then to the baseline. So Paul got him as he wasn't set. Going to go to the line, try and get off the 0 that Paul's sitting on right now in the scores column.
It's the 65th meeting all-time between these two clubs. Bethel leads the all-time series, 34-30. Bethel is 23-8 here at home. Pilots have won 4 straight in the series. As Paul will have one more opportunity. Second free throw, good. So he was able to convert one of the 2 opportunities afforded to him. 21-19. Taylor is going to take a timeout. 5:42 to go in the first half of play. We want to thank some of our friends here tonight, including Creative Colors International. Here's Mike Fleshman.
Creative Colors International for all your leather and vinyl restoration and repair needs. Contact Creative Colors International at 574-319-0553 for affordable pricing. Creative Colors International is a proud sponsor of Bethel College men's basketball.
Once again, there are $50,000 worth of cars wrapped up for you at all 5 Gates Automotive locations in Michiana during their Name It and Claim It sale. Guess what the vehicle is, and you can win it. No purchases necessary, so you can enter as often as you like. So check out Gates Chevy World, Gates Toyota, Gates of Granger, Gates downtown South Bend, and that spectacular new place in Elkhart, the Gates of Elkhart. Go to the website at www.gatesautomotive.com/cheat for more information. We'll give you a game reset here. 5:42 to go here in this first half. In case you're just joining us, we did not have any points on the score sheet for either club until the 15:34 mark when Bethel scored the first 2 points of the ballgame. And it was 2-2 at the first media timeout at the 15:01 mark. And Coach Mark Gardner's got some Crossroads League scores to get you infiltrated with.
Yeah, Marion leads Huntington 35-31 with 5:45 to go in the first half. And then we've got Indiana Wesleyan leading Grace 30-19. St. Francis leading Spring Arbor 32-14.
Here's Degenkolb over here on the far sideline. Double team ball deflected by Dehart, and it's taken away by the Pilots. Josh Andrews just really upset with his squad because he took a timeout to talk about the press break.
And this goes back as a coach. I guarantee during the timeout he didn't say, hey, let's get trapped in the corner and then throw it away. So what you call in timeout and what gets run isn't always the same thing.
Dehart with the ball on the far wing now. Comes back out to Hartman. Hartman looking for some help. 10 on the shot clock now. Goes to the high post here to Foreman. Foreman drives, shoots. He's fouled inside by Degenkolb or C.J. Pena. Pick your poison.
Yeah, they're going to call Degenkolb. That's an easy call. He's frustrated with it, but certainly got a hold of Paul's arm as he was going up. Paul was 1 for 2 in his last trip.
But Paul on the season, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers a game. He's a 76% free throw shooter. And he'll have an opportunity here to give his club a 22-19 lead. And that's the largest lead for Bethel on the evening. He'll have one more opportunity. He eyes, flies, and knocks it down. Bethel now leads 23-19. 5:04 to go first half. Evan Crow gives way now to Robinson, and now Robinson over the timeline now. Comes over to Miranda here on the near side. Miranda shovels it into the deep right corner, now to Degenkolb. Lobs it low post to Pena. Pena against Lutz, leans, reverse layup, no good. Cruz taps it into the hands of Lutz.
Pena covered a lot of ground on that pivot.
Lutz, three-point shot, nothing but the bottom of the net off the assist from Cruz. Pilots extended their lead to 26-19.
Travion with 8. Lutz now with 8. Here's a 10-second violation. 10.
And there it is. And on the turnover, Josh Andrews is hot as under the collar right now.
Yeah, he is not real happy right now.
And now to inbound will be Dehart. Gives it off now here to Hartman. Kyle Hartman goes to Dehart. Fall on extended left. He's on the drive. Inside shot. He off bounce. Crazy shot. No good. And up court quickly comes Robinson. Throws it over here to the near side to Miranda. And he answers with a three-point bomb. Big play for Miranda.
Vinny with his second triple of the evening. He's got 8 points now.
Here's Cruz with the ball on the right wing now. Face guarded by Miranda goes left side now to Hartman. Hartman on the dribble drive. Back to Lutz. Wide open triple for Lutz. Bucket! Ryan Lutz, welcome home. 29-22 Pilots.
Somebody's feeling good tonight. He's 3 of 5 from downtown.
Deep left corner, Miranda. Shot no good. Foreman the rebound.
Fine Lutz again.
With the ball now here. Into the hands of Hartman. Hartman looking for help. A moving screen called on Paul Foreman.
And that's kind of Kyle's fault. Kyle was calling for that screen. It wasn't necessary, and Luke didn't get a chance, or Paul didn't get a chance to get set up.
Hubbard and Fisher return for the two respective squads here at the 3:30 mark. That'll be it for Paul Foreman for the remaining portion of the half as he picks up his second foul.
And that's a possession there where Paul should be screening for Kyle. He should be going to screen for Lutz. Get him the ball, let him get another shot off.
Miranda hands it off now to Degenkolb. He comes down the lane and scores. 29-24, 3:18 to go.
It's a good drive there, going up and over Luke.
I like the fact that they're letting him play.
There's Lutz. Lutz getting tripped up by Miranda.
Here's Fisher with a three-point bomb. Ball comes out long to Miranda. Miranda as Lutz comes down the floor hobbling. Over here on the near wing, three-point shot. Caroms into the hands of Lutz. Jump ball situation. Who's got it? Rugby scrum, and then Lutz got hit in the face during the scrum.
And Miranda took his forearm back to Lutz intentionally on that. He tripped him down here, got his legs tied up with him, and now Lutz is bleeding.
And now Trayvon Covington will come into the ball game now. So you're telling me, Coach, that was an old-fashioned cheap shot?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. And in the heat of the moment, things happen. I don't know anything about Vinny, and I'm not saying he's a dirty player, but in that possession right there, he was frustrated, and he threw a forearm back at Lutz and sent Lutz to the locker room with some blood in his face.
Here's DeHart now at the top of the ring. Now goes to Trayvon Covington. Back to DeHart. Jab steps. Pull up 14-footer. No! Rebound for Hubbard. Actually, that was more like 16 feet. Let me correct myself. Now here's Robinson on the drive. Foul by DeHart on the perimeter. That will be the sixth. Checked out. That'll be the seventh foul. And now TU will be shooting free stuff the rest of the way.
That's a good drive there. Actually, I think they were quick on the trigger of the fouls. That's 6.
He beat me again?
Yeah, he's really quick on the team foul.
Okay.
That's only 6 team fouls.
Boy, oh boy. And so it'll be Taylor basketball to inbound as Jason Enrique on the far side hands it off now to Hubbard, and now it's back in here to the top now to Degenkolb. Degenkolb here at the top crosses over on Hartman. Kick out deep right corner now to Hubbard. Triple no good, rebound Cruz. Cruz now comes over the 10-second line, gives it to Hartman into the corner to Covington. 3, good! Trayvon Covington, 45th triple of the year, and it's 32-24 Pilots.
Trayvon's first 3 points tonight, but that was a much-needed triple. They're now 4 of 10 from three-point range.
And here's a foul on Trayvon Covington. 49 feet from the basket. That's a no-no.
And you're sending an 89% foul shooter to the line for 2 freebies. When you're making them earn it.
And as you alluded to, as Lutz is back in the ball game now with a piece of cotton shoved up his nose.
Matches the knee brace and all the other injuries that he deals with.
Boy, I tell you, when he's 60, he is going to feel everything.
He probably feels 60 right now.
He's going to feel like me and my buddy Don Sturgeon. We've got enough ailments to write a book.
He's going to be.
They make medical journals out of Coach
Sturgeon
and I.
Ryan's going to be that guy showing up at the church league at the age of 45, putting
knocking
on
them
2
down.
ankle braces, 2 knee braces, a shoulder strap, and still dropping 30 on people.
So the 89% free throw shooter goes 1 for 2. Here's Lutz going back to Hartman. Hartman looking for some help on the dribble drive, and he had trouble. And who's the call? Going to go off.
He got out of his hands, but it's going to get overruled.
Yep. Hartman trying to do too much there. He had Lutz wide open over here on the near perimeter.
And Kyle's not arguing, so maybe there's a good call there by the official.
So Hubbard to inbound the ball, now to Robinson, and they'll come up against the Bethel press.
Struggling against this 2-2-1 press. Oh, he got away with a travel there.
Here's Hubbard now on the far side, gives it back to Robinson. Robinson drives down the right side of the lane, scores in a foul call. Terrible defensive play by Bethel.
Bad defense, great offense. He beats the the press, beats the trap, and then just looks for contact as he attacks the basket and throws up the circus shot for the N1 opportunity.
And this could be the end of a 5-0 run for the Trojans.
Robinson averaging 18.5 a game. And
free throw good, and now it is 32-28.
He's got 5 points this evening.
And now here come the Pilots. Hartman handing it off now to Covington. Back over here to Cruz, and it went off at Cruz. Nice job defensively by Jason Hubbard.
Yeah, Trayvon threw that pass without seeing where the defender was. It's only turnover number 5 for the Pilots.
Pilots come in averaging 11.5 turnovers per ball game. Their turnover margin is 5.1, which is 3rd best in all of America, and their assist to turnover ratio is 12th best in the country. Here's the ball into the hands of Degenkolb. Comes up high now here to Hubbard. On the weave now, here's Miranda. To the right elbow, they go to Degenkolb. 18 on the shot clock. There's the double team. Degenkolb on the dribble drive, launches it here to Hubbard. His triple rattles in and out, no good. And here's Cruz with the rebound. Cruz on the push-up. Cruz hands it off to Hartman. Hartman shovels it to Fisher for 2. 34-28. Pilots.
Miranda and Lutz got tangled up after that shot at the other end again, Paul. So keep an eye on that matchup the rest of the way.
And now here on the near wing now is Robinson. Flares out here to the top. Now we'll launch the 29-footer and knock it down. 34-31. 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, when he crosses half court, he's in range. It's like Zach Miller.
Yeah. No. Here's Cruz with the basketball, driving down the lane for 2. No one was like Zach Miller. I was looking at his numbers earlier today.
How much fun was he to watch?
Oh, my goodness.
Quick release from anywhere on the floor.
With the ball now, Ryan Robinson. Going to play for the final shot. Don't forget, stay tuned. Halftime, we're going to go one-on-one with our special guest, Travion Cruz, the 6', 180-pound sophomore. He spent some time with us before the game. Here's Robinson with an off-balance shot, no good. Cruz the rebound. Cruz throws it the length of the floor, and 20 minutes are in the books here from Bethel College. The Pilots a 36. No, wait a second.
We're going to call travel with 0.5 seconds to go, I think.
Travel on who?
Travion.
No, you're right. Wait, and they can inbound the ball here. They can actually, it has to be a deflection or a tip if I'm not mistaken, Coach. At 5 seconds.
I think 0.3 it has to be a tip.
Okay.
0.5, I think you still get a catch.
Robinson looks for some help, throws it into a corner, shot on the way. Oh my goodness. Missed by Pena. That would have been, think about that and how big this season is. It's crazy. Let's get a thought here from Bethel assistant coach Andrew Schaus, and we'll do that right now. All right. Our score 36-31 here at the intermission. Andrew, first of all, I tell you, it's good to see Ryan Lutz back in the lineup looking for that shot.
Yeah, he was challenged after the last game in the locker room to be more aggressive. I've been with him for 2 years prior to this, and granted, we set a lot of screens for him, but he is such a capable scorer. You know, he can do it, and if we look to set screens, he can come off tight and get his jump shot off.
If I would have told you that 36-31 and you're up by 5 and Paul Foreman has, I think, 1 point, I think that's about right, would you say that I'm crazy?
Yeah, we would probably think we'd be down by a whole lot more, but we challenge these guys. We've had Paul and Cruz really step up those last 3 games we've had, and we challenged some other guys after this past game that, hey, you need to be aggressive and you can do it. You just got to show us. So I think we had those guys step up and do that, especially Ryan Lutz, Luke Fisher, helped us get off to a little better start after no one scored for about the first 3.5 minutes.
All right, the Pilots have been really good all season long. 12th best in the country in 3-point field goal defense. Yeah. All right, now you've got to have an eye. I mean, really, when they come over the mid-court line, you've got to be very cognizant where you're at. So talk about how that stretches your defense.
Well, we've been very fortunate. They missed some open shots. They do play on the court at once. They won't have one shooter. That can be our help guys. So they know that. But on the other end, you've got to be close and there on the catch and not allow these guys to get easy shots off.
All right, buddy. You got 20 minutes to get this thing done.
Yeah, that's a plan.
All right. Andrew Schaus spending time with us here today. We'll be back with more of Bethel Buckets right after this on Regional Radio Sports. There are $50,000 worth of cars wrapped up for you at all 5 Gates Auto locations in Michiana during their Name It and Claim It sale. Guess what the vehicle is, and you can win it. No purchases necessary, so you can enter as often as you like. Check with any Gates staff member or go to www.gatesautomotive.com/cheat for more information. And, of course, our halftime interviews with our student athletes presented by the Gates Automotive Group. I spent some time with Travion Cruz earlier today. Welcome back here at the half. Paul Condry with a really special student athlete we're here today, and Travion Cruz, who's just kind of taken the Crossroads League by storm as well as here on campus. And all right, buddy, first of all, let's just talk about this thing because you're 20 games into this season. So as we hit the home stretch here, what's been the coolest thing about the first 20 games of, number one, getting back to playing after a long time off, and just so many things that's got going on in your life?
I think most of all, learning my team and knowing who I got battling alongside with me. We've been up and down this year, but I think we found a common ground in knowing what we want to do every game, and that's play hard. So I think that's the most fun thing for me.
There's been people that I've talked to, coaches around the league, and say this guy may be the toughest guy to compete against in this league that we've seen in a long time because he's so gifted athletically. That's pretty high praise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of skill work with the coaches and the other guards around here. So, I just work really hard. So
people don't understand that all you've been through over the course of the last 3 years since you came out of high school. Kind of just give us an idea in the short version on there's been a lot of roads and a lot of bridges you've had to cross to get here, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a lot. My first year at Jackson wasn't, the year that I expected, and then I had to take a year off just to get my academics right and stuff like that. And then when I came here, I had to sit out again for academic reasons, and now I'm back and I'm playing now. So
when you look at the way this team has made up, you've got a senior group here of 5 guys, and if you look at the big picture, they've got 11 games left to play, or they may have 18 games left to play depending upon how it goes, so maybe even 20. Give us an idea what kind of present you'd like to give this senior group.
Well, we definitely want to try to raise that red banner, and these guys are great at leading us, all 5 of them, and knowing what to expect night in and night out in practices and in games. So they have done a great job of leading us, and we have done a great job of following their leadership.
Mark and I talk about this all the time during the broadcast, and one of the things that we say goes, you just never knows what Cruz is going to do. If Cruz is looking for a shot early, it sets the tone for a different thing. Sometimes you kind of let the game come to you. Yeah. Do you know in advance on which Cruz is going to show up?
Oh, no. I mean, every game I want to come out and try to facilitate and try to find guys first and try to get the flow for them going early, and then maybe I start getting my flow going and stuff like that. But coming into a game, I just come out and just try to play hard.
When you look at this Crossroads League, and you watched it from sitting on the bench last year as we were traveling up the highways and the byways of the 3-state area, is the league, now that you're playing 35, 38 minutes a game, is it as tough as you thought it was?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely tough. Every night you got somebody that can possibly be at the top of the league. Spring Arbor is a prime example of that. They're playing really hard right now and playing really great right now, and they're number 1 in the Crossroads League. So, anybody can take over this league and play hard.
All right, so you're going to hit the home stretch here in this league. After Saturday, you'll play everybody at least once. Mm-hmm. What kind of message do you want to send to the Crossroads League from here on out?
Just that we're a different basketball team. I think that we have established ourselves as being a better in-tune group and knowing what we want out of each other. So I think we want to be established as a better basketball team and know that we work hard.
It's been awesome watching you play. Looking forward to the next couple years.
Thank you.
Once again, glad you can join us here at halftime. Travion Cruz, what a great start. 20.5 points a game, 8.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 2 steals per game. That's as good as any person in the sophomore class has ever had at the Bethel College. We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports. Once again, glad you can join us here at the half, and now it's time to take a look at our halftime scoring around the league with Coach Mark Gardner before we talk about how those future pilots are doing. And Mark, first of all, before we move forward, just a sneak preview for Saturday. I know you're going to be a little busy, But Saturday it'll be Marion at Indiana Wesleyan, Taylor at Grace, Huntington will be here at Bethel, St. Francis at Mount Vernon, and Spring Arbor will be at Goshen. But tonight you've got some good ones going on around the tri-state area.
Indiana Wesleyan, 39-35 leader at the half over Grace. Mount Vernon, 49-27 over Goshen at the half. St. Francis, 42, Spring Arbor, 33 at the half. That'll be, wouldn't be surprised at all if St. Francis wins that one. And then this next one, Paul. At 5:45 to go in the half, Marion was a 35-30 leader over Huntington. At the half, Marion 51-31. So they finished the half on a 16-1 run.
Ouch.
In the final 5:45. So we only had, 4 points at the media timeout. Huntington was on our schedule tonight because they scored 1 point in the final 5:45 of the half.
All right, Bethel birthdays, Coach. How about these guys, huh? Today, Corey Lance.
Talked about him at practice today. It brought up how many times did he drive baseline, jump out of bounds, and kick it to Rhino in the corner.
A two-time defensive MVP, played from 2000 to 2009, number 9 all-time in minutes played. And people don't understand that he had averaged, he was a two-time Scholar athlete, number 8 in fouls all-time with 319.
Number 2 in pest, I think, right
Absolutely.
up there with Travis Smith.
On Friday, a Hall of Famer. He's always here in the house. Matter of fact, he's here tonight. He's right over my left shoulder. The legendary Steve Brown, number 22 all-time leading scorer, member of the 75 through 79 group. Also a winner of that prestigious Ron Paulson Award. Or Steve Brown, 1,659 points and 594 rebounds. And, of course, the younger generation will know him as the dad to Tyler Brown. Another good one. Jason Williamson, a great role player who prepped at nearby New Prairie High School, is now a state police officer. Hope that he's safe each and every time out from 2003, 2007. And then on Sunday, the birthday boy, how about this guy? I tell you what, he played from 2007 to 2011. He is all over the record book. Can you tell me who this guy is? Youngest player to ever record a triple-double. He was number 8 in 1,000 plus points, 500 rebounds, 400 assists. He was also number 5 with 139 consecutive games. A career with 202 steals, number 38 all-time in points with 1,288, number 24 in rebounds, number 16 in assists, good old number 23.
Chewing on his tongue all the time, Caleb Liddick.
There you go.
So athletic, my goodness. Yeah, some of the plays that he pulled off in the triple-double, all-around player.
And, of course, we thank Lake City Bank for being with us here tonight.
Lake City Bank is proud to sponsor Bethel College men's basketball. Lake City Bank offers business loans and deposits, treasury management, and merchant services solutions for businesses large and small, all delivered by local bankers. Go to lakecitybank.com/business for details. Member FDIC.
And let's take a look at those future pilots. How about Drew Lutz over at Penn High School? Plays for the legendary Al Rhodes. His team is 9-2, coming off a big win against Glenn. He had 15 points versus the John Glenn Falcons this past Thursday. His team will be playing at Northridge. And then, of course, Friday, we'll have that game for us on Regional Radio Sports. How about this guy? He's going to be a good one. Nathan Ertz, Valparaiso High School. Plays for former Bethel coach as well as for Barrett Kuhlman. And his team won at Michigan City this past week. That's a big win. His team is 10-4. Nate had 15 points and 7 rebounds. They'll be taking on Lake Central on Friday, and then they host South Bend, Washington on Saturday. And how about Monroe product? Maxwell Newman, the 6'8", 220-pounder, plays for Kyle Swafford. Tell you what, Max is off to a great start, averaging 21 points, 8.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, coming off a 21-point performance against Plainfield, 14 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists in a tough luck loss to Cincinnati Memorial. And, of course, he's gone over to the 1,000-point club. And rounding out the final 2 future pilots, Nathan Childress from Zionsville, the 6'6", 205-pound senior. His team is 11-3, playing for Sean Busick. They beat Noblesville the last time out. He had 7 points in the game. They play Hamilton Southeastern. He's averaging 15 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. And finally, local product from James Whitcomb Riley High School, Gabe Johnson. Of course, he played for Jared Drake. Last year he played for Bethel great Eric Brand. His team is off to an 11-2 start. Gabe had 12 points in the Cats win against over top-ranked Marion this timeout. Cats will play at home tonight against Kyle Sears and the Elkhart Memorial Crimson Chargers. There you have all the details you'd want. Now let's go over to Mike Fleshman with our first half stats. Michael, take it away.
Well, I'm going to use Kyle Sears as a transition. Paul Foreman coming into the game needed 2 more rebounds to pass Kyle Sears for number 33 in the Bethel record books and rebounds. He has 5 rebounds, so he is now in possession of number 33 in that all-time list for Bethel College in place of Kyle Sears. All right, let's take a look at the visitors. The Taylor Trojans, the guests on the scoreboard, they have 31 points. They've done that on 12 of 35 shooting, 5 of 19 from deep, and 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. Taking a look at their scores in the scoring column, leading them is Ryan Robinson with 10 points. Behind him, Vincent Miranda has 8, CJ Pena has 7, Mason Degenkolb has 5, and then 1 point for Jason Hubbard. Taking a look at rebounding, 4 rebounds for Miranda, 4 rebounds for Robinson, 3 rebounds for Hubbard, 2 for Evan Crow, and then 1 apiece for CJ Pena and James McLeod. James McLeod also with 2 fouls. For the Bethel College Pilots, they have 36 points. They do that on 12 of 29 shooting, 4 of 10 from deep, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. Leading all scorers in the game, Ryan Lutz with 11. Travion Cruz right behind him with 10. 6 points for Luke Fisher, 3 apiece for Paul Foreman and Trayvon Covington. 2 points for Kyle Hartman and 1 point for Jared D. Hart. In the rebound category, 6 rebounds for Paul Foreman. Once again, in possession of 33rd on the all-time rebounds list. 5 rebounds for Luke Fisher. 5 rebounds for Travion Cruz. 3 rebounds for Ryan Lutz. 1 apiece for Kyle Hartman, Jared D. Hart, and Trayvon Covington. Turnover story in this game. 7 turnovers for Taylor. 5 turnovers for Bethel College. Bethel College leads your overall rebounding. They're actually tied. They start again. They leads your overall rebounding 22-19. They have 19 defensive rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. Taylor, meanwhile, 14 defensive rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds. 6 assists for Taylor on 12 made baskets, and 8 assists on 12 made baskets for the Bethel College Pilots. And Paul, just want to note that free throw shooting was a huge part of the last time these two teams met. In that game, Bethel was 23 of 34 from the free throw line, while meanwhile Taylor only 10 of 15. That same pace of free throws seems to be replicating itself in this game tonight.
We'll be back with more right after this.
Centeer Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centeer's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centeer Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centeer.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
Paul Condry, Mark Gardner. Special thanks to Tiny Condry upstairs, Andrew Bowen. Also, thanks to Mike Fleshman for stopping by here tonight. Coach, let's talk about these two teams at the intermission for Taylor, where they got to continue their fine play.
Well, remember, Paul, they started with 4 turnovers, first 4 possessions, finished the half with 7 turnovers, so they did a much better job of taking care of the ball, which led to them putting the ball in the basket. I think they got to get Robinson more shots. He was finished 4 for 9. But he's their main offensive threat. You've got to get him looks. Hubbard 0-4 from the floor. Defensively, they've got to do a better job on Cruz and Lutz. We haven't seen Lutz score 11.5 in a while, so they let him get free for 5 good looks. He only knocked down 3 of them, so they have to know where Lutz is. If you're the Pilots, same thing. You've got to know where Robinson is. You've got to continue to crash the boards and take care of that, and then get the ball down low. See if you can get Paul involved.
All right, Bethel has Fisher, Lutz, Cruz, Foreman, and Cruz. And it'll be Robinson, Degenkolb, Hubbard, Hegelin, and McLeod. They're ready to go.
Yeah, and Ryan's questioning. They got a jump ball. They got a jump ball here at half court, but then when Lutz took one in the face, Lutz got elbowed in the face on a jump ball down at that end. So Ryan forgot about that one.
All right, it'll be McLeod to inbound. Comes into the backcourt now to Degenkolb. Taylor, purple jerseys, purple shorts, gold trim, And, of course, white numbers trimmed in gold, moving from left to right on your screen. Pilots white jerseys with the blue numbers trimmed in gray, moving from right to left, respectively. Foul called on Ryan Lutz as he was trying to grab Mason Degenkolb.
That's how the game started. Ryan didn't move his feet, but it was the only foul he had the entire half, so now he's got 2.
And now it'll be James McLeod to inbound right here to our to my immediate right. What's the call there?
This gentleman is more concerned about where the coach's box is than what's going on the floor.
They're asking for a piece of tape to mark the coach's box.
Josh said, I don't care.
Josh is right on. He goes, so just play ball,
yeah,
okay?
There are more important things than where your line is. But now that we got that squared away after 20 minutes, let's get back to basketball.
With the basketball,
steal.
Steal by Cruz on the bad pass by McLeod. Here's a foul, and they're going
to call a charge. Ryan won't even make eye contact with that official. Ryan just, oh. Thank you, Alex. It'll be a much easier second half for the officials now. We've got some tape in front of us. We're good to go.
And now to move from left to right now will make McLeod and company. McLeod looking, comes it in here to Hubbard and then back to Robinson, and Robinson will sprint up the middle of the floor into the forecourt. In between the rings, he's asking for a screen. Comes up high here to Degenkolb. Degenkolb quickly past Lutz, reverses it to the right elbow. Cut off there, now back out to the far side, now to Hubbard. Now into the corner, now to McLeod. McLeod hedges off a screen, kick back out here to Hubbard. Triple, no good, Cruz rebound. Pilots at 36-31 leader, rock in hand. Cruz at the point, goes left side to Lutz. And that ball's kick save and a beauty, unlike the Blackhawk goaltending last night, which stunk up the place and gave up 8 goals. All right, we're done. And it'll be Cruz to inbound on the near sideline next to the Hall of Famer Ryan Lightfoot. Now goes out here to Covington. Covington in between the circles now, guarded by Robinson. Looks right, goes left side, and Covington with a terrible pass.
Yeah, Trayvon thought that he was going to fade to the corner, but he curled to the wing, and Trayvon threw it to the bench.
And now with the basketball now, here is Degenkolb surveying the situation. Now to Robinson. Robinson now comes up high, now to Hegelin. Back over here to Degenkolb. Degenkolb on the right wing. On the weave, they go to Robinson at the top now. Robinson stops. Back here to Hegelin at the top. Hegelin back to Robinson, 10 on the shot clock. Robinson shovels it over here to McLeod. McLeod spins inside, travels, no call, but finds the wide open man over here, and missing the shot is Degenkolb. Now here's Cruz over the timeline. Finds Covington for the layup, and a foul call.
Great job of getting out on the wing by Trayvon.
What a pass, Mark.
Great pass by Travion. And one opportunity. Degenkolb picks up his second foul.
Coach, that was a 45-foot laser beam. That is, there's not a lot of NFL quarterbacks that can make that play.
Yeah, that's a fastball. It's a good catch by Trayvon in transition to finish.
39-31 Bethel. And now over the timeline now is Hubbard. Flares out here to our vantage point here at the 45-foot mark near side. Now into the hands of Robinson. Goes up high now to Hegelin. He turns and squares at the basket. Waits for a cutter. Goes left side to Robinson. Robinson, they break off the screen. Comes out to Hubbard. Back over here to Degenkolb. Now to the right elbow. Now here to Hegelin. One-on-one against Foreman. He turns and drives on Foreman. Missed the shot. Rebound into the hands of Lutz on the deflection. Now Cruz on the push out. Cruz hands it off to Lutz. Oh, Lutz backs over to Covington for three. Bucket! 42-31, 6-0 run to start the half for the Pilots.
6-0 for Trayvon as that fast break got him going.
And a big collision here at the midcourt area as bodies flying everywhere. Hope Ryan Robinson is okay. He comes up grimacing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he had two teammates sitting right there, and they didn't
He says,
him.
I'm good.
It's like when you're running the opposing team's dugout, they don't help you out. But
and we have a timeout, Taylor University. 17:40 to go, second half. Pilots at 42-31 lead. Largest lead is on the score sheet.
See.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
Welcome back. Condrey, Gardner, Fleshman, Tiny County with all the details. Andrew Bowen and his great crew up there. And once again, it'll be Evan Crow checking back into the lineup now. He'll inbounding the ball at the midcourt area, gives it to Robinson into the backcourt. Kyle Hartman checked in at that last dead ball. Gives it up here to Heglin, back here to Robinson. Robinson wide open, goes back here on the ball reversal to Degenkolb. Degenkolb drives, fakes, shoots, leans in with the left hand and score. That's a tough shot. 42-33.
It's really good defense by Lutz, and Degenkolb just finished with the left hand. Little Patrick Mahomes there, a little magic.
Here's the pass inside now here to Covington. Covington backing in.
Traveled.
And there's a foul called on Miranda on the hold. Vincent Miranda, a 6'1 sophomore, guilty of that infraction. That'll be the second foul whistled on the team that hails from Upland, Indiana. Here's a pass into the deep left corner to Covington. His triple off the rim, no good. Rebound ricochets into the hands of Franklin High School, Ohio native Evan Crow.
It's a heat check shot there by Trayvon.
There's a pass inside to
charge.
And they'll wave it off. Robinson ran over Paul Foreman. And that's a huge charge there because that takes away 2 off the board.
Yeah, and it adds a second foul now to Robinson. If you're going to drive the lane, you have to know Paul Foreman's going to be in there. Sometimes as a block, sometimes as a charge, but you know he's going to be there.
Trojans will be at Grace on Saturday. The Pilots will be right back here at Mike Lightfoot Court to take on Huntington for the first time. Here's Fisher at the top, goes left side of Hartman, into the low post to Foreman. Foreman drives across the lane and scores. Pilots lead it 44-33. Paul Foreman with his first patented move.
5.6 rebounds for the big fella.
Degenkolb comes up high now here to Hegelin. Hegelin one-on-one against Foreman, goes to Degenkolb on the far wing. There's the step out. Now they go to Robinson. Pass inside now to Hegelin. Hegelin against Foreman. Fakes left, goes up, under, and missed the shot. Rebound. Hegelin tapped it right up, no good. Rebound, battling everybody, and finally they're going to call Hegelin over the back. Good hustle by Hegelin nonetheless.
Yeah, if Paul boxes out on the first shot attempt, that's going to be over the back. Hartman got in there to fight for that one, and Hegelin picked up the foul on that one, so that's going to be 2 fouls on Hegelin.
Hegelin coming out of the ball game, and back in will be C.J. Pena, who played at Harvest Prep High School in Pickerton, Ohio. Well, there's a nice contingent of Buckeyes on this Taylor roster. And now to walk it up now will be Jared Dehart, who did his prep work in Trafalgar, Indiana at Indian Creek High School. Here's Lutz coming out to Hartman on the curl back. Here is Foreman, back to here to Hartman. Hartman on the dribble, finds Lutz coming around the screen. He launches the triple off the rim, no good. Rebound ripped out of there by C.J. Pena of Taylor. Now Degenkolb streaks up the right sideline. Puts on the brakes now, leads it off here now to Pena. Pena down the lane for 2. 44-35, nice strong move by Pena at the 15-42 mark.
Yeah, Paul took away the jump shot, didn't contain the dribble, and so Pena made him pay.
Covington on the dribble drive, in traffic, shovels it over to Foreman, and he traveled with the basketball.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go up and shoot that. So.
And then we have our media timeout, 15:34 to go. Regulation, Bethel 44, Taylor 35. We'll be back with more right after this.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
There are $50,000 worth of cars wrapped up for you at all 5 Gates Automotive locations in Michiana during their Name It and Claim It sale. Guess what the vehicle is, and you could win it. No purchase necessary, so you can enter as often as you like. Check with any Gates staff member or go to www.gatesautomotive.com/cheat for more information.
Once again, in case you're just joining us, we want to pass along a hearty congratulations to my broadcast partner to my immediate left, as he was named the interim basketball coach at Bethel College on the women's side. He will be in action tomorrow, ironically, against a former Bethel great and Hall of Famer Jody Martinez, who I might point out even more, will be on the sideline with Chris Hess, another Bethel standout who's got enough rings in the trophy case between all those guys. And we'll also throw into the fact that they all live in the same subdivision, right down the street from each other.
On the same street, all three of us.
With a basketball now, here's Robinson handing it off now to Degenkolb. He swings it to the far wing, now here to Crow. Crow on the drive, up under and score. What a nice play by Crow. 44-37 Pilots.
It's a real tough finish amongst a lot of traffic in there, getting the English off the glass.
Let's coming around the screen, gives it to Fisher. Fisher now waits for covering, now finds Covington. Covington on the drive, shoots from the near block, and he's going to earn 2 free shots. And that's a great foul if you're Taylor.
Yeah,
because Covington is shooting 36% at the line.
Miranda picks up the foul, his second. Coach Andrews telling his players stay down. Just had that talk at practice today. Stay on the floor, keep your hands up, because as soon as you jump or your hands come down, the whistle blows.
Number 1 at the line, he spins it, eyes, flies, converts. 45-37 BC as Travion Cruz will check into the ball game now. Also checking in for TU will be Jason Hubbard. Both free throws good. First time, I think, this season that Trayvon Covington has made 2 consecutive free throws.
Picked a good time to do it. Pilots now a 9-point leader with 15 minutes to play.
And now to move from left to right will be Miranda matched up, and the Pilots are going to show that token press again. Over the timeline now, here's Hubbard. Coach, which side of the floor are you going to put your team on tomorrow? So I can.
We're going to stay over where the men are so that we get used to that routine. So when there's home doubleheaders, we're on the same side.
So that means I have to kind of sort out and look through the 6'8" Jody Martinez.
Yep, I'm going to give you the obstructed view.
Here's Miranda for 3 and knock it down. Miranda helps close the gap to 6 at 46-40 at the 14-26 mark. Big 3 for Vinny.
Yeah, he's got 11 points. Now it's his 3rd triple this evening.
Here's Lutz with the ball on the near side wing. 1-on-1 against Miranda on the dribble drive. Goes to D. Hart, now into the corner. Here to Hartman, goes to the right elbow to Fisher. Back to Hartman. He leans in, shoots from 14, bricked it. And the ball's now into the hands of C.J. Pena. Not a good shot for the Pilots.
Now, Kyle did a good job of getting in the lane, but there was a lot of traffic there. Miranda right to the rack for an easy 2 right past D. Hart's. 46-42 with 13:57 to play.
A 5-0 run by the visitors from Upland.
Got to stop the ball.
Here's Hartman with the ball here on the right wing now. Goes to the top, looks for a dribble there. Still on the dribble. Now goes to Cruz. A terrible pass by Hartman. Back the other way. Here is Hubbard for the goal. 46-44. The Pilots in the last 3 possessions have stunk up the joint. And here is D. Hart over the timeline now, and a foul whistled on.
Hartman called a timeout before the travel.
And at the 13:30 mark, the Pilots will take a timeout. Coach, the Pilots in the last 3 possessions just have absolutely terrible 3 possessions in a row.
Yeah, the only positive out of those possessions was that Travion was smart enough not to pick up a foul on the breakaway layup. Too many times you see a player, there's a turnover, then you go down and compound the issue with an and 1 opportunity, but he was smart enough to give up the layup. But just not taking care of the ball. Too long of a passing lane on the 1 possession. Just being sloppy on the other possession, throwing something up. So just a bad stretch right there.
You got your players over there on the front row. Excited about the game here tonight. Good to see them out supporting the men's team.
Hopefully they're not taking notes and saying, "Yeah, let's do that tomorrow." So, no. Of course, we can't play until the assistant coach is sitting because that is greatly affecting the ball game. Coach Andrews is like, "I'm just coaching." We know where the coach's line is, and we know the assistants can't stand.
Lutz with the ball, comes out high now to Fisher. Back here to Covington on the near wing. Covington flares out, finds Hartman. Back to Covington. Wrap around to the low post now to Fisher. Fisher back to Covington. Now into the corner to Hartman, 5 on the shot clock. Hartman pull-up 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Jason Hubbard.
If Luke makes a good pass to Trayvon, they get a three-point attempt there. Got to get a good pass. We get a clean catch and shoot.
Here's Degenkolb on the right wing now. Crossover dribble here on the free throw line. Leans in, shot from 14. Good, we're tied at 46. Oh, 12:48 to go.
Yeah, this rotation is not playing well right now for Ryan. Paul Foreman getting ready to check in, but struggling on both ends of the floor.
Here's Covington at the top, going right side now here to Jared Dehart, inside of the low post to Fisher. Fisher and a whistle and a hold. Whistle on Miranda.
Yeah, that's his third foul. He could have called 3 fouls in that possession alone. They finally got him there. So Lutt's doing a good job working off screens. Miranda picks up his third foul.
And now Robinson will check back into the ball game now. Come in for Miranda. As it'll be Bethel to inbound to the left of the lane underneath their own goal. Hartman looking. Goes inside to Foreman for the layup. 48-46. That ends the 8-0 run.
Pick the picker. Go up to the elbow, set a screen, and then roll opposite block for the easy bounce pass in 2.
Here's ball to the left elbow. Now here to Pena. Back out to the top now, Degenkolb. Degenkolb on the hard dribble. Backs that out in between the rings. Going to come off a screen is Degenkolb. Degenkolb on the drive. Kick back out here to Pena. Triple, no good. Rebound, Kyle Hartman. Up court quickly now. Here's Trayvon Covington putting on the brakes. Looking, goes now to Foreman in the low post. Foreman with the spinorama, and he's set on the end line. Nice job defensively by Taylor to take away the dribble drive.
And you know Paul wants to spin baseline, so he's got to catch that ball 3 or 4 feet higher so there's room to move down there. Kyle Hartman struggled offensively, Paul. He's 0 of 5 from the floor, but he's got 6 assists and 4 rebounds tonight to help the Pilots out.
11:55 to go in regulation, a 2-point ball game. Keep in mind the Pilots were able to survive in the first game as they took the lead late in the ball game. Really actually dominated the last 4 minutes of the game to come away with the win at Paul Patterson Court. Now let's see who's going to take control here now.
Charge.
Here is a offense. Oh my! They're going to call a blocking foul on the Pilots. Oh, coach, that's a bad call.
He's saying he was inside the circle. I didn't have a good view of it.
They called it on Fisher. I thought it would, if anybody would have been on Hartman.
He's asking the scores table if he got that right. It was certainly not Luke. It was Paul. That's what Luke's saying.
And to the line will be Evan Crow. He's an 86% free throw shooter. If this game comes down to free throws, Taylor's going to win it. They're the better free throw shooting team, 48-47, 11:42 to go.
So Luke just turned to the official and shook his head, and the official said that should have been 43, but he's not switching it. He literally came over to the scores table and said 31. Did I get that right?
Tie ball game at 48-all. Here's Fisher at the top. Goes left side now here to Hartman. Inside to Foreman. Foreman finds Lutz on the come around. Lutz pull up 19-footer, no good. Lutz came down awkwardly on that bad knee.
Yeah, he stuck his foot out, I think, his leg out trying to draw a foul and paid the price for it.
Here's Hubbard on the drive, cut off by Fisher. Hubbard angles out here to the top and gives way now to Crow. Crow on the come around here is Hubbard on the drive. Ball thrown away. Pilots up court quickly. Here is Trayvon coming to the goal, and he is hammered.
It's going to be Robinson's third foul. Looked bad, but he went for the ball, or made an effort, so it looked like he went for the ball. He's making Trayvon earn it.
I like that idea by Ryan Robinson based upon Covington's track record.
The officials may call it intentional, though, because he got him in the head.
They're talking things over underneath.
Yeah, if you get them above the neck or above the shoulders, they tend to call. They're going to call it intentional. Yep.
So Robinson called an intentional foul here at the 11:05 mark, excuse me. You can hear it right here in front of us, Coach. Covington knocks down the free throw, 49-48. Second free throw good. 50-48. All right, so he's basically talking about it doesn't make a difference if it's on the intent or not. What is Josh saying?
Yeah, Coach Andrews is right. What they said is we were split on it, and we had to make the decision on was it necessary, and he said they both ended up in the mat. And Coach Andrews said because they were both going full speed, and he's absolutely right. So I don't like the reasoning. It obviously benefited Bethel, but I don't like the reasoning behind the call.
Here's Foreman with a drive down the lane, and he got hammered by Heglin.
Yeah, it's getting real aggressive right now, but so yeah, he was saying it didn't. They weren't judging intent. They were just based upon the fact that he got body checked. But I agree that they were both going hard, and you're going to end up in the mat if you're going full speed. That's what Josh said. So we can't go aggressive towards the basket.
No, I think the bottom line is he hit him in the head.
Yeah, but that was not the excuse. But
right.
Yeah, or the reason.
That's what he told Josh.
Yeah.
Free throw by Foreman, way off the rim.
Good
Foreman
foul
who came into the ball game at 76%. Not been a great offensive night for him.
So you got Fisher, Heglin, and Robinson all playing with 3 fouls, and Miranda. So you have 4 players playing with 3 fouls right now.
As Foreman will wait for the Trojan to tie his shoe. Heglin, a 6'7", 250-pound senior who prepped at Wheaton North High School. Free throw on the way, way off the rim, no good. Yeah, that's what you got to do to win games, win championships, is make free throws.
3 for 6 for Paul from the foul line tonight.
And now here's Robinson in between the rings now. Hands it off to Heglin. Back to Crow at the top now. Evan Crow goes right side of Robinson. Robinson with 13. Backs it out of harm's way, guarded by Hartman. He's going to shoot. 3-point shot by Robinson, good. 51-50. Taylor with the lead back at the 10:23 mark.
It's frustrating, Paul, because you knew he was going to shoot.
Covington for 3. He answers it right back. 53-51. Trayvon Covington has come out hot here in this game.
Yeah, good response for Trayvon as he now has 15, I believe.
It's also 5 of 5 from the free throw line in the second half.
Ball on the far sideline from the free throw, from the 3-point line.
From the free throw line. No, he's going to be shooting like 60% from the line.
That's
at the end of this
crazy.
game.
With a basketball, Heglin over Foreman, missed the hook shot. And now here's Covington streaking up the right sideline.
He's feeling hot. I say he's pulling.
There he is, wide open. Triple on the way, off the rim, a good rebound into the hands of Heglin.
I'm okay with that shot.
Here's Robinson over the timeline now. 9:30 to go. Trojans a 2-point trailer. They have the rock in hand. Heglin comes up high here to Degenkolb. Degenkolb hands it off to Robinson, back to Heglin at the top. Heglin goes back over here to Robinson. He's harked out here. Double team now. And that ball's deflected off of a Pilot. And with 8 seconds to go on the shot clock, it'll be Taylor to inbound the ball here along the near sideline. In the person of James McLeod. Comes back to Robinson. Now back to Heglin. Heglin on the drive. Pull up 17-footer, no good. Trayvon Covington the rebound. 9 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Here's Covington with a drive down the lane. Shovels it off to the corner, and he threw it away. And here's a foul called on Lutz. And he tripped him. And Degenkolb not happy because he thought that should have been an intentional foul.
But Degenkolb almost got the official there with the... So Trayvon with his 5 for 5 effort tonight. Free throw percentage has gone from 36% to 56%.
With the basketball now, it's Ryan Robinson now in the backcourt. His club a 2-point trailer. He dribbles here to the right wing. He hands it off to Degenkolb. Back to the top to Pena. Now back here to Degenkolb. Degenkolb on the drive. Still on the look. Back out here to the far wing, now to Robinson. Back to Pena. Back to Robinson. Robinson on the step out. Drives. Shovels it over to Pena. Baseline opportunity. Inside to Pena for the hoop. We're tied 53-all.
It's a real good possession there for Taylor, running the shot clock down and finishing at the rim.
Covington with the ball on the near wing. Comes back out high here. You know, the Pilots have done this with Cruz on the bench.
Yeah, he's been sitting a while today.
Here's Lutz. Back out here to Fisher, back to Lutz. Terrible pass by Fisher.
But a great read. Lutz recognized right away, so Degenkolb's going to pick up his third foul. Lutz realized he was overplaying him. Instead of standing there, he dove to the basket.
But the pass has got to be better.
Yep.
Plain and simple. He's got a layup if you get the ball to him, and that'll send Lutz to the line at the 8:08 mark. So the Pilots shooting free throws from here on in. So it's a win or a loss at the line, Coach, just like it was the last time. Lutz eyes, flies, and scores 54-54.
Yeah, so Taylor comes in shooting much better than the Pilots the foul line. The problem is Taylor's not gotten there tonight. They're 4 of 6 in the foul line. The Pilots are now 14 of 18.
Lutz with one more opportunity forthcoming. Free throw good. Lutz still perfect on the year. 55-53 ball game, 8:06 to go. Ball over here on the far side. And now to the near side, it's McLeod. Handing it off now here to Miranda. Back over here to Crow. To the right elbow. Coming around high now is McLeod. And back to Miranda with 8. Miranda out here high. Jab steps, launches an off-balance triple. No good. Rebound, Kyle Hartman. Hartman quickly up over the timeline now. Goes into the corner to Covington for 3. Way off the rim. Ball into the hands of Miranda. 2-on-1 developing. Here's Crow. Crow
charge.
Just drove past Lutz. And Crow with the offensive foul. What a play by the banged up Ryan Lutz.
Wait. Was that a great play, or was he too slow and banged up to get out of the way?
Well,
no,
it was an Academy Award-winning performance.
It was a wide-open 2-on-1 break, and he had nothing else to do but try and do that. So, yeah, it was a great play because they clearly had the breakout.
And that will be our media timeout. 55-53 Bethel, 7:25 to go in regulation. We'll be back with more. Crossroads League basketball. We'll get you an update on all the scores around the league when we come back after the break on Regional Radio Sports.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Glad you can join us for College Buckets. I want to thank our friends at Creative Colors International. Here's Mike Fleshman, ladies and gentlemen.
Creative Colors International for all of your leather and vinyl restoration and repair needs. Contact Creative Colors International, 574-319-0553 for affordable pricing. Creative Colors International is a proud sponsor of Bethel College men's basketball.
All right, thanks for being a part of the broadcast. Coach, you got an update on some scores.
Yeah, Marion up 82-55 with 4:49 to play. Mount Vernon up 67-42 over Goshen, 8:28 to play. So those two are pretty much done deals. But Iwu leads Grace by 8 with 7 minutes. St. Francis Spring Arbor tied with 4 minutes to go.
Paul Foreman in the low post, and they're going to call a foul on Heglin at the 7:10 mark. And then Foreman has really struggled at the line tonight.
But that's going to be Heglin's 4th foul, I believe.
So decision time for Josh Andrews at the 7:10 mark. So he's going to bring back Degenkolb to the lineup, and that'll change their lineup. Right now, the current group on there pretty big. Foreman knocks down the free toss. It's 56-53.
And it's nice when you got a player like Crow, 6'4" guard that can slide down now and play big.
Foreman's enjoyed that one-on-one matchup with Heglin.
Yep.
We have not seen Cruz for a long time. Second free throw good, 57-53. I don't know where
I'm not sure if he's even on the bench. Oh, he's down by the bike. He's hopping down at the end. I see him down there by the exercise bike. So.
With the basketball over here now, it's Robinson. Popping it out here to the Pena, and then back to Robinson. Robinson here on the right wing. Oh, just
what a
nice crossover. Running one-hander, no good. Rebound, double team,
jump ball.
And jump ball. And the alternating possession favors the Pilots.
Yeah,
nice play by Covington. Got his hand in the cookie jar and came away with all the cookies.
Amazing what happens when you stick around and hang out on the defensive end instead of running out for a breakaway dunk, huh? You get your team another possession.
And Penny, the freshman, brought that one down right to where Covington could grab it.
Yeah, that's what Coach Andrews was saying. You got to be active with the ball. If you're going to bring it down, you got to be swinging those arms a little bit. You can't just set it there.
Here's Hartman on the right wing now. Finds Lutz at the top. Lutz. Well,
got to go to Paul down low.
Goes inside the foreman. Back door to Fisher, and he scores. Nice give and go. Two-man game. 59-53. The two seniors can contain themselves for a nice two-man game situation.
Yeah, great basket cut. Defender turned his head to see what Paul was going to do. Luke beat him back door. Great cut, great bounce pass.
And now Miranda will inbound the ball on the far side. Now up high, it's Crow. Crow drives down the right side of the lane. Shot no good. And then a foul whistled on Luke Fisher.
It's going to be Luke's fourth.
And at the 6:03 mark, number 4 for Fisher. Trying to think back, Coach, has there been a game that Luke Fisher has played where he has not been in the 3 or 4 foul territory?
I doubt it.
Here's Cruz coming back into the lineup now.
Yep, I doubt it. Actually, I had that talk with Macy Heimlich at practice today, and I said you pick up a silly foul almost every game down banging in the low post. I'd rather you save that foul and pick it up when we're pressing or being aggressive somewhere else. And they're competitors, and they get frustrated. Coach Andrews take a timeout, but competitors, sometimes you can't control it.
We'll take a quick timeout. 59-55 Pilots, 6:03 to go in regulation.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
We're courtside here at Mike Lightfoot Court. Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner. Also, thank Mike Fleshman, Toddy County, for all the details. 9 times we've been tied, 4 lead changes. Coach, the Pilots' biggest lead 11. Taylor's biggest lead's 4.
Yeah, I'm watching Travion come out of timeout and kind of running down to the baseline, so I don't know what he's dealing with, but he certainly left the huddle and ran down, and Hartman's giving him a hard time, and so now he's got a smile on his face. But
he was in the training room earlier today with a heat pack on his back, so
yeah, so you see him kind of squatting down. So he's played fewer minutes than we've seen. Tonight he's sitting at 23.5 minutes. We haven't seen that in a long time.
No question. Here's Hartman looking out high now, gives it off to Cruz. Cruz angles to the left side on the dribble. Still on the dribble. Comes over here to Lutz. Lutz with the triple. Bucket! Huge three-point bomb for Ryan Lutz.
Picture perfect. You trap the ball, you swing it, they don't rotate, and you leave your best shooter wide open, get the ball out of Travion's hand.
62-55 Pilots with a basketball. Pena handing off over here, ball deflected, and Degenkolb nearly lost the handle of the pumpkin. Here's Degenkolb, kick out corner to Crow. 3, good. The senior rattles it home. Just like that, he answers the bell. 62-58.
It's his first triple of the evening. Lutz has 4 now.
Here's the pass inside to Hartman at the free throw line. Drives down the lane and scores. 64-58. Kyle Hartman.
Great head shoulder fake, Kyle now. He's got 4.7 assists, 4 rebounds.
Pena pulls up on the right wing. Quickly to the far wing now here to Crow. Crow looking for help. Pops out high now here. And now here to Robinson on the right wing. Robinson on the jab step. Comes over to Degenkolb for 3. In and out, no good. Foreman knocked it out of bounds. Well, I tell you what, Pena had a great position inside it. It came out a little bit longer. He would have had an easy putback opportunity.
Yeah, and that's a good look for Degenkolb, too.
And now it'll be Robinson to inbound the ball to the right of the lane. And Speaking of good opportunities, Jake Heglin, the opportunistic one, will come into the ball game for C.J. Pena.
Heglin comes in with 4 fouls.
Here's Robinson passing it inside to Degenkolb. Degenkolb throws it to Robinson in the corner for 3. 64-61. Ryan Robinson can shoot amongst the nation's best.
Absolutely, I love that play. That's his 3rd triple, and he inbounds. He goes opposite corner. Everybody kind of falls asleep, and he knocks it down.
Here's Lutz coming around the screen, goes to Foreman. Foreman to the goal with the right-handed score. 66-61. Paul Foreman at the 4:15 mark with the deuce.
Yeah, Paul's just going to attack Heglin. He becomes the 4th pilot in double figures now, so he has 11, but you got to go right after Heglin on that end.
Heglin goes right side now to Degenkolb. Degenkolb around the double team. Flows it into the corner to Robinson for 3. Off the rim, no good. And Miranda, nobody boxed him out. Miranda over on the right wing now. Launches one over Foreman. A 3-point basket, and then he was fouled by Foreman. 66-64. Miranda with a huge triple and a senseless foul by Foreman. 22 feet away from the basket at the 3:53 mark.
And Ryan's saying, hey, if we rebound the first shot, that doesn't happen. He's absolutely right.
The last 3 offensive possession for the Trojans have been the 3-point basket variety.
Taylor now with 10 second chance points. The Pilots 0.
Here's Cruz with the ball in between the ring. Goes to Lutz on the right wing, back to Cruz. Cruz back to Hartman at the point. Still on the look, it's Hartman. Goes now to Cruz at the right elbow. Cruz one-on-one against Miranda. He's going to back him in. Shoots the 14-foot fadeaway. Caroms into the hands of Hegelin. Now here to Robinson. 2-point ball game with 3:25 to go. Here's Robinson, right side pass to Degenkolb. Degenkolb's as Lutz knee just buckled. Hegelin jump shot, we're tied. 66-66. 3:18 to go.
Yeah, Ryan tried to close out on that when put the ball on the floor to attack middle. His leg didn't want to go where the rest of his body went.
I tell you what, this kid has played on just pure guts and glory.
See this almost every game. We see at some point Ryan getting helped off the floor.
I mean, there's a lot of people that, having had one knee surgery myself, I could tell you right now, there is just something special about seeing this kid go out there and go 100% like he has here tonight. As Josh Newton is going to help him out to the end of the bench, the Bethel certified athletic trainer. And now in a 66-66 ball game, it comes down to the final 3:18.
Thought last possession, Travion waited for the double team before he shot the fadeaway. He's got to shoot that quick. If he sees the double team coming, somebody's open.
Cruz now will walk it up now into the forecourt. Angles here to the left side where he hands that off to Covington. Around the screen, Covington goes to Hartman on the right wing now. Hartman gives up the dribble. Back out top to Foreman. Back over here to Trayvon Covington around the screen. Covington slips over here to Fisher, and he scores the layup. 68-66.
Luke becomes the 5th Pilot double figures, so all 5 starters now in double figures. Well-balanced scoring evening.
It's a great entry pass, too high enough to take advantage of the height mismatch.
Here is Hegelin coming up high now here to Degenkolb. Degenkolb here angling on the right side. The Trojans have scored 3 consecutive triples. Here's the 4th one, no. In and out for Miranda. Here's the ball into the hands of Cruz. Cruz with the ball on the right wing now. At the top, Cruz shovels it over here to Fisher. Fisher throws it out here to Covington.
Miranda shoved him in the back on that.
Back out here, and Ryan Lightfoot wants to take a timeout. 14 will be on the shot clock, Coach. 2:18 on the game clock. And that's your situation. Bethel by 2. We're going to keep it right here and remind you that Bethel basketball all season long presented by the Gates Automotive Group. Once again, stop by any of the Gates locations, Gates Chevy World, Gates Toyota, Gates of Granger, Gates downtown South Bend, or the new Gates of Elkhart, the Gates in Elkhart, and enter the Name It and Claim It sale. There are over $50,000 worth of cars wrapped up for you. Guess what the vehicle is, and you can win the whole thing. For more information, go to www.gatesautomotive.com/cheat. 68-66 game reset coming here. 14 on the shot clock. 2:18 second half game clock. 10 fouls have been whistled on the visitors from Upland, Indiana. 7 fouls have been whistled on the Pilots. The alternating possession arrow favors the Pilots. Both of our head coaches have 3 stoppages of play at their disposal. And the Pilots will have the ball, once again, moving from right to left, respectively. You're now up to date.
Final score, Spring Arbor on a 3-pointer with no time left. 71, St. Francis 70.
They find a way to win.
Brandon Durrell with the triple to win it.
How about that? The Homestead kid going and knocking one down. Here is Hartman with a basketball going right side now to Cruz. Cruz on the drive baseline. He shovels it over here. He was knocked down and comes up lame. Here's Degenkov into the corner now here to Crow. Crow jump pass out here to Miranda. Miranda with a jab set. Sets it back now to Crow. 2 minutes to go. That's 2 minutes in regulation. Crow with a drive. The score and the foul. We're tied 68 all with 1:56 to go. Crow can put his team in the lead.
11 now for Crow in this half after a scoreless first half.
Crow, a 86% free throw shooter. Averages 3.5 rebounds and 6 points. It's now a 69-68 Trojan lead. And we're going to set up shop and get you our Crossroads League scores and some analysis here from the coach after the Bethel turnover. Mark, the Trojans capitalize on the old-fashioned three-point play as Evan Crow has come off the bench to be a hero. Put on the Superman's cape.
Yeah, second half, Pilots have struggled containing the dribble. Taylor's been able to attack the basket. Struggled with the rebounds as well. You've seen second chance points. I think they had 10 second chance points. Pilots had 0. So they're checking the possession arrow here at the Taylor bench. But Pilots have got to do a better job of sliding over. And we've seen when they've gone to the bench tonight, not necessarily when they've pulled starters, just when they've got a rotation that's going well. As soon as they sub, they've just not communicated well, and Taylor's taking advantage of that.
And they have just consulted with the official scorer and moved the possession arrow over to Taylor from Bethel. It was right on the on our score table marker, but wrong on the scoreboard.
Okay, so on your game reset, Taylor ball. Yeah, Pilots got to come down, get a good look. Pilots haven't been getting to the basket. They've been shooting triples. We saw that backdoor cut by Fisher. I think was the last good clean look they had at the rim.
Just an update on Gavin Rassler, who started the last 2 games before he broke his arm. He's scheduled to visit the doctor on the 25th. He said he's still having some pain in that left hand, and that would certainly add some Bethel Biggs depth if he can come back into the lineup. He was playing really, really well, averaging about 6.5 points a game and 2.5 rebounds. And 1:56 to go after the TU timeout. We are ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen, down the home stretch here. Here's Cruz with the ball. Inside the low post to Foreman, back to Cruz, back to Hartman, back to Covington. 4-3, good! Trayvon Covington, a huge triple. Timeout Bethel College, TVC. With 1:41 to go, he stepped up and knocked down the triple. And Ryan Lightfoot, who was all over Covington and Lutz and Fisher after the game against Spring Arbor. Let's just take those 3 guys for an example. They have answered the bell tonight.
Yeah, Covington now with 19 points, Lutz with 16 points, Fisher with 10 points, 5 rebounds. Just a great all-around night, which you needed. We were hoping one of those guys would step, and you've gotten all 3 of them to step up. So
Jawan Carpenter has checked into the ballgame. We haven't seen Jawan since early on as a defensive substitution here now.
With Fisher with 4 fouls, I think it's an offense-defense thing there. Got to get a big stop here. Stop, score, stop, and you can get this thing under a minute with a 2-possession lead.
In case you just joined us, just a quick reminder, as we mentioned it at halftime, happy Bethel birthdays to Corey Lance, 2005 to 2009 student athlete, number 8 in all-time fouls, number 9 in all-time minutes played. The legendary Steve Brown on Friday's got a birthday. Hall of Famer, Ron Paulson Award winner, number 2, 22 all-time winning scorer, Jason Williamson. One of great role players in Pilots history from 2003 and 2007. And the legendary number 23, Caleb Lading, the youngest Pilot ever to record a triple-double. He had a sensational year in his sophomore season and then went on to have an amazing career at BC. And now it'll be Taylor to move from left to right, a 2-point trailer. Here's Degenkolb in the backcourt now, matched up against Cruz as they walk over the timeline now. Degenkolb coming up high, will hand it off to Robinson. 90 seconds to go. Here's Degenkolb coming over here to Crow, back to Miranda. Now here to Degenkolb, 12 on the shot clock. Degenkolb, pull up 18-footer, good. We're tied at 71 all. What a play by Degenkolb, and that was good defense too.
Yeah, I'm sitting here as coach going, all right, you got to know where Robinson is, you got to know where Miranda is. And Degenkolb just makes a big move, shoots with confidence, elevates over the defender, and ties this thing up.
And Bethel takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 1:11 to go in regulation. We're deadlocked at 71. Want to pass along my heartfelt condolences to one of the all-time great football players that never put on a American tackle football uniform. Had a chance to get to know him. Went to the same high school he did. He came over to Notre Dame, had a special year, special career. Then he ended up going to Miami. Played for the legendary Don Shula. I'm talking about Bob Kuchenberg. Bob, a member of the Hobart Football Hall of Fame, the Indiana Football Hall of Fame, and in my opinion, belongs in Canton, Ohio, the 6-time Pro Bowler. Rest in peace, Coach.
One of my favorite Dolphins. I had the opportunity to meet him a few years back, and so polite and was more concerned about me and what I was doing and where I coached. And you know, most of these guys, you ask for an autograph and it's all about them. And he was so polite. And my brother texted me last night, 14 NFL seasons, and he was called for a total of 15 holding penalties. When you think about it, there's a holding penalty on every play anymore.
And he played guard and tackle.
And wasn't a big guy, 6'2".
No.
You know, just one of my favorite Dolphins. And
he provided the opening for my movie, Once a Brickie, Always a Brickie. One of the greats. I had a pleasure to get to meet him and be with him for an extended period of time. We're back to live play. Kyle Hartman, Cruz, Foreman, as well as Covington and Fisher on the floor. Here's Cruz now in between the rings. 12 on the shot clock. Cruz drives, jump pass to Foreman. 18-footer Foreman, good. 73-71. Paul Foreman delivers with 53.6.
Seen back-to-back baskets by big-time players. Degenkolb on this end, Foreman on that end.
Degenkolb here, straight away, comes back out to Robinson. Back out the top to Degenkolb. Degenkolb on the drive. Oh, what a play by Degenkolb as he got Fisher to go airborne. Check that, he got Foreman to go airborne. And he knocked down the jump shot at 73-73, 36.8 seconds to go. Who's going to blink?
It's a great job by the official, Paul. As that basket went, immediately turned to Coach Andrews and gave him the stare, like, are you calling it or not? And actually, Coach, I almost feel like the official talked him into it, because usually Coach jumps up right after the basket and is yelling timeout, timeout, timeout. Coach Andrews stood there and waited and waited and waited, and then the whistle blew. So he went ahead and used it. 36.8 to go.
We talked about it in the open, Mark. Ryan Robinson, Mason Degenkolb, the two #1 guns. I tell you what, you look down the stretch here. 1:16 to go, Degenkolb. 36.8 to go, Degenkolb. You look back here at the 33 mark, Ryan Robinson, and it's just been a big play after big play by the two prime-timers.
How about Miranda? Comes in averaging 7 points, and he's got 16 points tonight. Giving him a great lift off the bench, both ends of the floor. But, yeah, Degenkolb. Robinson's had a quiet 16, I think.
73 all. Fisher along with Hartman, Foreman, Cruz, and Covington. Hartman in between the rings. There's a difference about 6 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. As Kyle Hartman has the ball out here at the 45-foot mark. Josh Andrews is not going to have a voice left. You can hear him in front of us. Cruz now in between the rings. Jump pass to Foreman. Foreman back to Cruz. Cruz, jump pass to Foreman. Inside to Fisher.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
And that's Miranda again. That's two guys that he's gotten in the face tonight, man.
And what was the official?
The first foul was on Crow, fouled Foreman on the pass, but then Miranda just drilled Fisher. He wasn't going for the ball. He was going for his face.
Officials will get together and discuss pleasantries here at the 8.7 second mark. And I guess we'll know as soon as they afford us the opportunity to.
This will be interesting if they call a second foul after the whistle, a dead ball foul, because the whistle blew. He went right at Luke.
All right, let's. Foul's going to be whistled on Crow. All right, so Paul Foreman will shoot 2 free throws with 8.7 seconds to go as the foul was on Crow. Now the question is, if you're Josh Andrews, you've got 1 timeout remaining, which would remind me, as Mark got himself already ready for the
advancing the ball to half. There's some new rules. No.
We'll talk about it later.
Yep.
Yeah, so here's Foreman at the line, a 76% free throw shooter. The senior who prepped at Churubusco High School. His free throw, no good. And now an opportunity to give his club a 1-point advantage. And then Taylor with an opportunity, plain and simple, with a field goal to win it. That's that simple, as Foreman is able to make one of the two. 74-73, and a timeout, Taylor University at the 8.7 second mark. What an exciting game. This is what you expect in the Crossroads League each and every night. And certainly you'd expect nothing less. Once again, just a quick look at what's coming up on Saturday. 13th ranked Marion will be at Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor will be at Grace. St. Francis will travel to Mount Vernon. Spring Arbor will be at Goshen, and this hometown of Bethel College will be hosting Huntington University. And a sneak preview into next week: St. Francis at Huntington, Mount Vernon at Indiana Wesleyan, Marion at Taylor, Grace at Spring Arbor, and then on Wednesday a double dip, Pilots at Goshen.
Okay, so Payne, you just checked in, 48% foul shooter.
Do you foul him?
Do you foul him right away and know that you're getting the last shot of the game with 9 seconds to go? That first shot that he put up for the free throw was long.
Okay.
But it's a crazy strategy, I know. But this is a good offensive team. Man, you've got other guys out there that are going to be attacking the rim that are 85, 89, 86, 89% foul shooters. So
game reset. 8 fouls against the Pilots, 10 versus Taylor. Pilots lead 74-73. Alternating possession favors Taylor University. The Pilots have no timeouts remaining. Was that last timeout?
I believe so, yes.
For the Pilots?
Yep.
I thought I put that in my book as Bethel with the timeout.
So there's your spoiler alert tomorrow. If there's a 48% foul shooter and I'm up one with 8.7 and I foul, and people are like, what in the world? Who did we hire and what's he doing?
And now to go the length of the floor. Let's see what happens here. This is plain and simple. It's down to 1 play to move from left to right now. Here's Degenkolb over the timeline now. Degenkolb looking, hands it off. No, fakes the handoff, loads the shot, blocked by Foreman. Ball deflected around. Pilots win, 74-73. Paul Foreman with a block shot. If I'm not mistaken, only his 4th block of the year, and the Pilots hang on to pick up the victory and move to 16-5, 5-4 in the Crossroads League, 7-1 here at home. The Trojans fall to 10-11, 4-5 in the league. They are now 2-7 on the road. We'll be back with more Bethel basketball right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense.
Winston Churchill's immortal words stirred an entire country in the face of certain defeat. Today, these words give each of us the courage to reach for our own victories.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never.
Commitment. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com. They were outnumbered, out-equipped. They had no chance of winning, but they had one huge advantage: General George Washington.
The fate of our depend, under God, on the courage and conduct of this army. We have to resolve to conquer or die.
Just as the leadership of one man helped form a nation, today leadership can transform the world. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. A crazy finish to which has become a classic rivalry between the Trojans and the Pilots. Pilots now lead the all-time series 35-30. They've won 5 straight in the series. But Mark, just to kind of recap, one of the difficulties that I had where I was at here on the end of the press row, Josh Andrews was standing right in front of me. I'm leaning out of my chair and halfway down the aisle trying to see what was happening during the play. What I saw was Paul Foreman come away with a block shot, and then the ball was up for grabs, and Cruz tipped it away from everybody, and that's how the game ended.
Absolutely. Great play by Paul defensively, but a heady play by Travion. You know, just tip that thing, get it out so the time runs out. If he tries to grab it or something, you know, maybe there's a foul on that, so just a heady play. Whew. How about that for a finish, huh?
I tell you what.
Think about it. We could have been at the Goshen game and seen a 30-point blowout. We could have been at the Marion game and seen a 20-point blowout, but we were treated to some quality basketball.
We had 13 ties. We had 6 lead changes in the ballgame. Pilots had a 36-31 lead at the intermission. Taylor actually outscored Bethel in the second half by 4 points. But taking a look at the shooting numbers, Taylor 28 of 65 from the field, 43%, 10 of 31 from beyond the arc, 32%. Trojans 7 of 10 at the line, 70%. 9 offensive rebounds for TU, 23 defensive for 32 overall. Bethel 24 of 49, 49%. Pilots 8 of 18 from long range, 44%. And the Pilots at the charity stripe, 18 to 23, 78%. Pilots had only 3 offensive rebounds, but ended up with 30 defensive. So Bethel won the rebound war, 33 to 32. 16 fouls on Bethel, 20 on Taylor. 11 assists for Taylor, 20 helpers for the Pilots tonight. 12 turnovers for both ball clubs, 2 block shots for both ball clubs. Bethel had 5 steals, and the Taylor Trojans had 4 steals. Let's go on over here to Mike Fleshman with our final individual stats.
All right, let's take a look first for the Taylor Trojans. They were led in scoring by Ryan Robinson. He scored 16 points on 6 of 13 shooting. 13 points for Mason Degenkolb, 6 of 14 shooting. They also had 16 points from Vincent Miranda, who has scored those 16 on 6 of 11 shooting. 12 points for Evan Crow on 3 of 6 shooting. Good 5 for 5 performance from the line for Crow. And then also in double figures, CJ Pena, 5 of 9 from the field for those 11 points. 3 points for Jason Hubbard, and then 2 points for Jake Hegland. Rebounding numbers for the Taylor Trojans. Led in rebounding by Vincent Miranda with 6 rebounds. 5 rebounds apiece for Hubbard and Hegland. 4 rebounds for Ryan Robinson and Evan Crow. 1 rebound for James McLeod, and then 3 team rebounds. They had 9 total offensive rebounds, 23 defensive rebounds. In the assist column, 6 assists for Mason Degenkolb, 3 assists for Vincent Miranda, and then 1 apiece for Ryan Robinson and James McLeod. Meanwhile, for the victor and the home team, the Bethel College Pilots. Leading all scorers in the game, Trayvon Covington, 19 total points on 5 of 10 shooting, 4 of 8 from the three-point line, and 5 of 5 from the free throw line. 16 points for Ryan Lutz, 4 of 8 from the field, 4 of 7 from deep. 14 points for Paul Foreman, 4 of 6 from the field, 6 of 10 from the charity stripe there. 10 points for Luke Fisher on 5 of 8 shooting. 10 points also for Trevion Cruz on 5 of 9 shooting. 4 points for Kyle Hartman, 1 of 6 from the field. 1 point for Jared DeHart. That was a trip to the free throw line where he split him 1 of 2. In the rebound totals, 8 rebounds for Trevion Cruz, 7 rebounds for Paul Foreman, 5 rebounds for Kyle Hartman, 5 rebounds also for Luke Fisher, 4 rebounds for Ryan Lutz, 2 rebounds for Trayvon Covington, 1 rebound for Jared DeHart, and 1 team rebound. They had 30 defensive rebounds and 3 offensive rebounds. In the assist column, 8 assists for Kyle Hartman, 4 assists for Covington, 3 assists for Cruz, 2 for Paul Foreman, 1 for Luke Fisher, for a very impressive total of 20. Paul?
Mark, what a ball game. I'd really never felt that the Pilots were going to lose, never felt the Pilots were going to win. I always felt like that was going to end up in a tie, and we were going to play an extra session. Boy.
And that's how it is when these two teams meet. It doesn't matter where it's at. I told you before the game, throw the 10-10 record out the window. But Ryan has to be happy that some guys responded, that he's been challenging. But you got to get that consistency. You're a little concerned. Travion's banged up. He had fewer minutes than normal. Lutz is always banged up, but seems more banged up. DeHart struggled a little bit today, and so you start wondering about that freshman wall. He's given him a lot of minutes. He's played hard. He's played well. But you get in the second round of, the high school season isn't this long, and it's certainly not this physical. Hartman struggled offensively, but did so much defensively, assists, rebounds. So just a lot of good stuff going on there.
You talk about, Hartman played 29 minutes. That may be a season high for him. I'd have to go back and take a look at the rest of the box scores, but
8 assists, 5 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean those are significant numbers, and he did have that key field goal at the 5:04 mark that helped his team contribute to the offense. And let's face it, every point was so vital in the ballgame. But once again, Ryan in the postgame show or in the postgame after the Spring Arbor game, absolutely blew a gasket in the locker room. He felt that it was vitally important that his seniors respond, and he got what he needed tonight from them. Let's talk about Fisher, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 14 points, Foreman 7 rebounds, and including the key block. Trayvon Covington, 19 points, including a 5 for 5 at the line. How about that? And then Ryan Lutz, a gutty effort, 16 points, 4 rebounds. And Cruz, we kind of get spoiled by watching these guys play, but make no mistake about it, the seniors really stepped up in this one. And joining us here on the postgame show is Trayvon Covington, who really played some significant minutes here tonight. 31 minutes tonight, TVC. Bottom line is, how about the 5 for 5 at the line, man?
I finally hit a free throw. Man.
Your free throw percentage went up 20 points.
Man, it's been
56% from the line now, which still isn't great. But hey, we'll take that over 38.
Man.
Okay, first of all, you played a lot more minutes, especially than you did in the Spring Arbor game. Ryan really challenged you guys, and we were just talking about. I could hear Ryan 4 hours down the hallway in Spring Arbor. He let you guys have it pretty good, didn't he?
Said, seniors, we're not giving it our all, and I'm to blame for that. I let certain stuff get to me, and then I take myself out the game. So we talked about it. He got on me about shooting. Said I was 6 for 38, which is probably about right. Said it was terrible. So I took just a different mindset instead of getting down on myself, just having confidence, and even when I don't hit shots, trying to be engaged in something, get on the defensive end, get a rebound, just try to get engaged in something else. I always hold myself to a higher standard, and then when I don't perform at that level, I take myself out the game. So I can't do that kind of stuff, especially not in senior year.
Yeah, this is an important ball game in the big picture of where you guys are at. You've got another home game against Huntington coming up. This is a tough team to play. If people were to watch this film, they would bet their bottom dollar that Taylor is a top 25 team. They play like it, don't they?
They stroke it. They do things exceptionally well. They get to the baseline, they throw it to the opposite side, and they knock it down. They knock down open shots. And we talked about matching up in transition threes, and he got on us on that at halftime because they had 5 at halftime. I don't know how many they had the second half. We didn't talk about it, but I'm pretty sure they had a couple in. We had to match up with them. They stroke the ball. It's crazy.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on a really important win for the Pilots today. Trayvon Covington joining us here on the postgame show. We're going to take our final timeout, come back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
St. Jude continues to advance by increasing cure rates in childhood cancer, and donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. When it comes to research and advancements, there are some things that only we can do because we have the resources and we have the focus, and so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
All right, we're here to wrap it up. Once again, 74-73, Pilots win the ball game. They certainly will take it and look forward to competing against Huntington University coming up on Saturday. Mike Fleshman, you saw the Pilots play in the first Taylor game, and have not seen this team play any time in between. They've made some strides, but still got a lot of work to do.
They do, and when you see that scoreless streak to start the game, you think, oh, here we go again, because the last meeting between these two in Upland was something that was just a bit disorganized and required a great effort from the Pilots at the end. This one very much the same to start, but then Taylor shows you some great things. I thought they made some great adjustments at halftime. They started rolling downhill a little bit more. They made the same amount of threes in the second half as they did in the first, but they took 5 less shots to do it, and that was because they were getting into the basket and collapsing. And for Bethel, it took everyone out on the court to get it done. And the question with the Bethel Pilots right now is, who is going to be the complete team? What lineup is going to be the complete team, and what other players are going to make key shots to get it done for them? And we saw some great performances tonight, some gutty performances, some contested shots, some real confident moments out on the court, especially in the final 5 minutes once again for the Bethel Pilots.
All right, now don't forget to join me and Charlie Shepard tomorrow as my broadcast partner here to my left makes his college varsity debut, as Mark will be as the new interim women's basketball coach. You ready?
I will be after I go home and finish watching film and meet with Coach Hess and come up with a game plan.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
All right, buddy. All right, we're happy for you. That's going to do it for our broadcast here today. Once again, final score 74-73. The 16th-ranked Pilots improved to 16-5. Trojans fall to 10-11 on the season. Pilots improved to 5-4 in the Crossroads League. Trojans fall to 4-5. Trojans now 2-7 away from the friendly confines of Paul Patterson Court. Pilots 7-1 here on Mike Lightfoot Court. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, thanks to our crew, thanks to the legendary Tiny County for the amazing work upstairs. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, I'm Paul Condry. God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. We'll see you tomorrow here from the Gates Gym on the Regional Radio Sports Network.